Let me know if everything's okay. I just got back in the crib. Yep, I just got back in the crib. I just got some food, and yeah, man. My bad, I was late. I had to get something to eat. Haven't ate in like 3 days. Crack that shit. I hope you guys are ready because you guys really don't understand what you're getting. Let your chat fill up. We're late though. It is what it is. Sinister, what's going on, man? Sledger, what's going on? Zombie Pro, I hope you are, bro. Oh, I can turn it down. It might be good right there. The trailer was awesome. Yo, you're gonna see it in like a couple minutes. Hype died down, you're lying. You're crazy if you think it died down. Did I record that thing? I didn't see it. I didn't see it. When I was playing, I didn't see it. Unfortunately. Question is, are y'all ready? Already seen it. Already seen it. I've seen everything already. I got my honey bun in my hand. I had to get something to eat, man. I'm dying. Yo, I got gameplay. I got like 3 videos that's dropping at 1 o'clock. Like 2 minutes while I'm live streaming. Yeah, I was on yesterday, Eli. Then I got off. Yep, then I got off. What's good, Gunner? I'm hyped. Bro, everybody should be hyped, man. I'm telling you, this is going to be good. Is it still too high? I had the same settings as before. Let me know now. Is there some type of music to the trailer? I don't know. But when we went, we had some dope ass music. Dope ass music. Never before seen game mode? Oh no, you got to wait. Yeah, we got to wait. What's up? 1 minute, man. 1 minute. Like I said, I got videos dropping in a minute too. So if you guys don't want to be in the live stream, you can definitely watch the videos. What up, Bills? Is this the best one yet? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Here we go.
Going dark.
Nuke is back, baby. Nuke is back. You guys don't understand. The hype is real.
Get early access to the open beta.
Hype is fucking real, man.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer gameplay premiere. I will be your host, Clint Maven Evans, and joining me for this spectacular day, Benson Bo. Buddy, that trailer. Wow.
There was so much action in that trailer. I'm sure this is the first time I've actually got to watch the whole thing. That is awesome, and I'm not sure if you caught it right at the very end. The card, open beta as well. I'm so excited. We've obviously played it a little bit, but now we get to actually jump.
Everything's very exciting this year. Like I said, I got some gameplay on the channel too.
Exist for a
like right now.
Time during that beta for sure, and then also one of the things that hit, like the beta is coming, and there's been talk of crossplay coming into this, but that's actually going to be available for the beta, Ben.
I can't wait for that. You're going to have console to console, console to PC. Everything right at your fingertips for open beta. I couldn't be more excited.
This is going to be incredible. Now, Ben and I are going to be breaking down a lot of the action today, but we're going to have a lot of people in here with us going through it all. And to kind of start it off, we've got some of the members from the Infinity Ward team. We've got Jeffrey Smith. We've got Joe Seacott. Gentlemen, how you doing?
We're doing great. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming on.
I'm excited. Thank you so much. This is gonna be awesome. So I want to kind of, before we get into the gameplay, and we've got a lot of stuff to bring you, I kind of want to get into the basics of the philosophies behind Modern Warfare. So obviously this was a tough task, right? You're going with one of the most famous FPS games in the history of video games, and you guys are reimagining it. Jeff, how difficult was that just to get started?
Yeah, it was a big thing to get over your head. So just as single player, I kind of thought of it as a reimagining. We took it as kind of this mental exercise of thinking of it as making a whole new game and kind of stripping stuff down and really questioning everything. But we really had this phrase called fresh but familiar. How much stuff do you take from previous games, and how much stuff do you make all new, right? And if you go with the old stuff, it's just gonna feel like a remastered, maybe.
I look, you don't want to talk too much because I want everybody to hear what they got to say.
That fans have,
I will say the Modern Warfare name to many Call of Duty fans, I mean, that's a historic one, right? Is there any pressure internally when you decided that this was going to be the name of the game where you're like, that's a lot to live up for?
Yeah, there was a lot of anxiety early on.
Little pressure.
Small amount, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've done it.
You've done it. I've played
not a lot of sleep, I'm sure, in the ramp up to this.
Yeah.
It's finally time. And one of the big things that you'll note as well from the trailer, boots on the ground, a phrase which means a lot to Call of Duty fans.
Yeah, I mean, we set out to make a legitimate military shooter right from day one, but we also wanted it to be fun, right? Our game's still really fluid. You can still slide and shoot. Our mantle is super fast. Like, the game just feels really good to play. We're really happy with how it turned out.
Love that.
And this is, you mentioned, not being a remaster. This is a reimagined experience.
Yes.
Jeff, can you kind of talk to me about what that entails, reimagining this for a new generation of gamers?
Well, it's like I said, you're taking old stuff, you're taking new stuff, and you could maybe say this is like a love letter to Modern Warfare.
I like that.
We've sampled stuff from all the different past games. We kind of put little Easter eggs in, and from systems to map stuff to weapons. We really try to cover all the kind of favorite stuff.
Well, how difficult of a balancing act, I guess, is that? Pleasing fans that maybe grew up with this. It was their childhood favorite game in which they put thousands of hours in, and then the new generation, which maybe isn't as familiar with the title, and trying to appeal to the new gamers. It's got to be tough, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a kind of a line we had to toe as we were making this. Is it infinite sprint? Is it cooldown sprint? Is it how far does the slide?
You probably have a million little conversations.
So how does everybody feel about the trailer? The trailer was like really good.
Kind of know where you're gonna go. So.
Yeah. One of the keys.
We watched it. I think we watched it twice.
Right. That's something that you kind of touched on a little bit there. But
we watched it
my
twice.
experience playing, you've done such a good job of having the close quarter fights, but as well, if you're a fan of sniping, you can still have those long range fights. How hard has that been? Just getting the maps themselves.
That's going to let Jeff handle that one.
He's a map guy.
Well, it's tricky. I think, we always make maps that we try to support every playstyle. We have all these guns, and we want to make sure that there's a place for snipers, there's a place for close quarters. But in recent games, the titles have been more kind of arena shooter-ish. So you can kind of rely on these kind of symmetrical 3-lane maps. But when we're trying to make a realistic environment, and you take that realistic environment and you put it on this kind of symmetrical layout, the brain just kind of rejects it and doesn't really feel real. So for us, it's more about freestanding buildings, kind of, and the power positions that those create. And this actually kind of is very similar to how real military moves through places. They take a key location, and it's usually on a crossroad, and it has these sight lines that gives them an advantage. So that's how we it's kind of the backbone to all these maps, and it's really the way TDM actually would work well, because there's no really objective. But once that guy on a third story, pops you, you have a goal in life, you want to go get him, and so we've really built a lot of mechanics around those freestanding buildings.
Secret TDM right there.
Yeah. and do you think, I guess, with this kind of the way you've been looking to design these maps, a lot of talk about the variety of gameplay you're trying to bring to this experience of Modern Warfare. Has that allowed you to reach kind of new heights when you just speak to a variety of gunfights, a variety of action within these maps?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can even look at our maps from a scale standpoint, where we have the gunfight maps, and then we go all the way up to larger player scales. So you're going to be playing 20v20 today in one of our battle maps.
Holy hell!
Yeah, and then and then we have a bunch of new mechanics in there, but we also have new ways to play. Right? We have the night vision gameplay you saw in the trailer, and that's just a completely different way to engage with Call of Duty. Right? Everyone has night vision goggles. They have infrared lasers that they aim with, but anyone else in a night vision goggle set in nods can see that laser. And so you have this cat and mouse gameplay, and we've had a bunch of things in the game that really freshen up the Call of Duty experience.
I'm kind of curious, just from the developer standpoint, because as fans and viewers, you don't see it as much, and we don't either from your brains. But when you have a franchise that's been along as long as Call of Duty, and it feels like you've tried so many different things, what's the process like to try and find those new tidbits where you can still surprise people?
It's really interesting at the beginning. I have that feeling at the end of each game where I'm like, okay, we put everything into this. What the hell do we do next?
Yeah,
man.
What do you do next?
But we draw. I mean, this game we had the opportunity to draw from real military and things that they would do, and that is where the night vision gameplay stuff came from, and the doors and things like that. We have a big, I guess, a suite of functionality for doors and how you interact with them that really changes up the flow. And you think about it, it's just a door.
But I also think that, when you have a franchise that's been around this long, you got to have so much features and mechanics up in the attic. That was the kind of point of us trying to strip stuff down and really question the stuff that we were putting into it. So every single thing we put into the game, we really looked at, analyzed, tried to make better, or make a better version of that stuff, just to kind of force us to get away from preconceived notions of what Modern Warfare is or Call of Duty is, and just spark new ideas.
And we had a goal with every change we made. We talked about we wanted to add more depth and replayability to each firefight, and that's kind of how we look at each change that we put into the game.
That makes sense. And obviously, when you have a franchise that's been around for so long, you have fan favorite weapons, I'm sure, and it's maybe some new weapons. And that's the one thing from the trailer and playing. There's a lot of variety, a lot of unique different weapons in the game.
Yeah, we have a bunch of classic guns. We have a bunch of new ones, like standard issue guns that the military is using now, and that's how we stay relatable, modern, authentic. And we'll dig into it in a little bit with the Gunsmith stuff, but we also stripped our weapon systems down completely, how we do recoil, how we do bullet travel through the world, and to add more depth.
Projectiles?
Yeah, we added projectiles to our guns. And we did it in a way that in close quarters it still feels like Call of Duty, feels really tight. But then when we have our big battle maps, you have these long-range engagements, there's this new layer of depth of do I have to lead my target a little bit? What caliber weapon am I using? Is it going to penetrate this surface? And so we feel like we've really elevated Modern Warfare.
Well, when it comes to the weapons, and one of the key things I think with any Call of Duty title is kind of the progression, right? As you unlock different attachments, whatever it might be. How is this going to work? Because one of the things that's been highlighted a lot has been how it all kind of works together, right? This unified progression. Joe, can you speak to that within Modern Warfare?
Yeah, I mean, we really wanted to, what was the saying that our creative director said? We have people. Continuity and consistency was one, right? We wanted, the guns that we were using in the campaign to feel just like they did in multiplayer and in Spec Ops. And then when you're talking about progression, we didn't want, people to be like, I'm a Spec Ops player, or I'm a multiplayer, MP player, or I'm a campaign player. We wanted you to be a Modern Warfare player. And so when you're playing with your weapons in Spec Ops and you're actually progressing through Gunsmith and unlocking attachments, that correlates or translates right back over into
That's very
into
cool.
multiplayer.
That's awesome.
Very, very cool.
I like that a lot. And it's worth mentioning as well, one thing that we found out yesterday, there's no season pass this year. How is that going to work?
It's going to work great. Everyone's going to
It's going to be awesome.
I like that.
Well, that's the big thing, right? Everybody, in previous games, you've kind of gotten the map pack here, and he's gotten the other one.
Right,
everybody just starts kind of deviating. We want to keep everybody together. We want that content to be there for everybody, and continue it on through seasons as we go.
And when you say there for everyone, you mean free?
Yeah.
It's completely free.
Free content.
Yes.
I like that.
Free.
For
Free.
everyone.
Free for everybody. That is awesome.
No, that is fantastic to hear. But no, it's been fantastic. You guys aren't off the hook quite yet. It's been great kind of diving into the high-level philosophies of stuff, but to kind of show more of the in-game and how stuff's going to play out, we want to get into Creative Class. I'm going to introduce Ashton Williams. She's going to be with us from Infinity Ward as well. Ashton, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm super. I am doing absolutely fantastic today. I'm very excited for a glorious day of Modern Warfare.
I mean, I'm surrounded by streamers. I got Doc to my right over here.
Hey,
We're
Doc.
showing multiplayer.
You've got Courage close to you, though, and he's one of the loudest human beings on the planet, so I'm hoping that you're going to be able to get through. Hey, Jack, what's up, buddy? I don't know who thought it was a good idea to put him up front. I thought he'd be like in the back pocket, like out deep.
We're going to hear him all today. But Ashton, I want to get to business. Obviously, the Creative Class system, the operators, I think that's the first thing you have to decide, right?
Yes, I mean, the operators are purely to make you feel like a badass when you get into the game. So when you first load up, you'll see we've got back to the factions. So we've got the Coalition, respectively, on the west and the Allegiance on the east. And so you can kind of see my default kind of strike team here. And as you go in and actually select your operator, you can get a little... And this, I mean, obviously we have some stuff locked here, but I'm gonna roll.
Now that guy looks like a badass.
D-Day.
They all look pretty badass. I like Zane personally.
Yeah. So my two favorites, Zane.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he's got a tactical poncho.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah. Before I get yelled at by Joel, it's not a cape.
It's not a cape.
It's not a cape.
Not a cape. Tactical poncho. But moving forward from operators, the actual Creative Class system, this is where things get really, really interesting to me, because the first thing to note, pick 10 is no more.
Yeah. Yeah, we wanted to keep it simple, you know, and as Jeff said, we wanted to kind of move our complexity into Gunsmith and keep the front, like, if you want to have a tactical, you always have a tactical, you always have a lethal, you're always ready for that.
Yeah, we're just trying to pick where the complexity is,
Yeah.
and so we're not asking too much of the player. And we want them to kind of really dig into the weapon and focus on that. So.
Well, where a lot of the customizable options comes is the Gunsmith, and Ashton's going to hop in there for us. So this is new, and this is wild, and this is awesome. Can you guys kind of talk to me about what is special and very cool about the new Gunsmith feature?
Well, I mean, early on, we really kind of decided that, or realized that your weapon is the main character in MP, and it's what you use to interact with our world, and so we kind of just put all our chips in on this system. We had to convince the studio of this crazy endeavor, and we're averaging 30 to 60 attachments per weapon.
Yeah.
The 30 is on the pistols. It's a little harder to scrape twice with some with all these attachments, but you just use the weapon and they unlock. And
to clarify, for example, if you were to pick the AK-47, right, you can change that. Like, for example, you take the stock away, all of a sudden you have the AK-74U.
Actually, you can do a caliber change, short barrel, and get the AK-74U, and then you can actually do a drum mag, long barrel, muzzle brake, like ACOG, and make more of an RPD. Like, you can really, like, the guns are really flexible.
Well, Ashton, what have you been building over there? What's your go-to?
I mean, I'm an AK player, or an AR player. I mean, we do have an AK on here. So I'm just making kind of a newbie class.
Actually, jump to that pistol that you have on that loadout, and then go into Gunsmith and then toggle it so we can rotate it around.
Oh, there it is.
This is the sexy shot.
Yeah.
And one thing as well that I'm not sure if people at home actually caught, but you actually have perks on the guns as well now.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's kind of we kind of wanted a little get out of jail free card where we didn't have to put a physical attachment on everything, but you'll find a lot of fire select stuff in there, caliber changes. And
Yeah, things that we don't want to make something up, right? Like, here's this knob on the side of the gun and it does this. So we wanted to have some things that were functional that weren't represented, but everything else, all the other slots, every piece is there, and we actually built all of the functionality based on real life, how it would affect the gun.
I feel like I'm going to be like Tony Stark at Dask. The stuff that it looks like I'm going to be able to do with this, like just endless hours of customizing and finding the best setup, what you really like to use. It's sensational stuff. But I do want to chat then a little bit kind of about tacticals and lethals. So you mentioned when it was going away from the pick 10, one of the core things you wanted here was to make sure you had that lethal and tactical. We'll start off in the lethal side of things. It looks like mostly fan favorites from the overall series.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Thermite's
a
new one. Yeah, the Thermite's a good one because we have vehicles in the play space, right? You saw in the trailer we have that light tank, and like the Thermite's great. It's a fun tool. Throws kind of like a throwing knife.
That looked painful.
And it sticks, but it burns right through vehicles, so it's a great counter to that.
Try to land one on a chopper that flies by.
Yeah.
You said that with a smile, like you've done that.
You can.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And then moving forward towards tacticals, I know you have a fan favorite one here. It's what, the snapshot grenade? How do you even come up with this idea of a snapshot grenade?
This was a funny story. There's actually my son got a toy. It was like a little ball, disco ball with a stick and 2 blades, and it actually will sense the ground and not land, so it just kind of floats there. I actually the next morning ran and kind of snuck in and did a tactical door breaching. We'll talk about it. I threw it into Joel's office, freaked him out, and said, "Hey, let's do this." And so it actually goes in, it flies up, and kind of takes a snapshot of the room.
Okay.
And does thermal imaging.
Yeah.
And this is kind of an evolution of the concussion grenade giving you those hit markers.
Yeah.
So it just gives you that quick read.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And then what do we have as well? Let's talk about the perks. So perks are obviously back in the game. You talked about perks on weapons. This will be more of your standard perks. And double time, one of the new ones, because there's some changes right to the sprint options within Modern Warfare, correct?
Yeah. So what double time does, there is a big change. Double time, early on we were like, do we do unlimited sprint? Do we do sprint with a cooldown? And in the end we ended up with unlimited sprint. Feels good. It's user friendly. But we still wanted that kind of like tactical boost, that way to get from one piece of cover to another really, really fast. And so we added a thing called tactical sprint.
Okay.
And if you're moving forward and you click the stick twice, your gun actually comes up to signify that you're not engaging in combat. You're just sprinting. It allows you to move really fast for a short amount of time. And then
it's a risk reward, right?
It's actually the oh shit button.
Yeah.
Gotta go fast. Just run away. But kind of moving forward from perks, the thing that excites me the most, kill streaks.
Yes.
They have returned for Modern Warfare, and there's a whole different host of them here, and some of them very, very exciting. Of course, the Juggernaut we saw in the trailer.
Yes.
That is badass. And I think you guys in rehearsal were telling me that there's like music that plays as well when you're in the Juggernaut suit?
Yeah, so when you get the Juggernaut suit, you hear metal music in your ears.
That's just cool.
And it's just like,
That's cool.
such a fun kill streak. It's just your moment to just be like, F you, everybody.
Yeah. Well, that's part of why I love that kill streaks were back. Like, when I get on COD, I want to go in, I want to dominate. It's about me dropping stats, dropping numbers, earning streaks, and this is one that'll be fun.
There's actually a funny thing. This actually plays in 3D space, so it'll sound like somebody's listening to like music out of headphones.
Yeah.
So you actually be able to hear like the music coming out.
That's so cool. I love that. And then the other one as well that we wanted to touch on was we saw it again in the trailer. Is like the tank.
Yeah, the light tank, the IAV. And this was another thing we pushed for to get kill streaks into the play space, and this is a cooperative kill streak. So one player mans the tank and the main cannon, and another player's up on top manning the 50 cal.
Okay, so you need.
And some of our bigger maps you can play
these
this.
are only on some of the maps, and if you have it equipped, then we on a smaller map we'll swap you out with a smaller one we call the Wheelson.
Yeah.
That one's really scary.
I like the big one the best.
Yeah.
And the trailer that did some serious work.
You like to go big, Ben?
Absolutely, of course, man. You know that.
Oh, I'm gonna dominate on this game. I've got a feeling that is gonna be so fun. But all right, it's been very cool to have Ashton kind of showing us through the actual setup of it. But I'd love to actually hop into a game if we could and talk through some of the action, some of the new features within the actual game. I believe we're gonna be hopping into headquarters is what we're gonna start things off with.
It returns.
Yes,
you brought headquarters back.
Yeah.
Well, with all this work in the kind of freestanding buildings, and we'll talk about it in some mechanics. We have all these doors and stuff. Being able to defend a interior space gives us that kind of Black Hawk Down, last man standing, because with headquarters, of course, the defending team doesn't respawn. So it's down to we show you how many are left, and it gets really high tension.
Before we dive too much into the new tactics and elements in the game, can we just talk about how goddamn beautiful it is? I mean, the big push before this, it's a new engine, right? Can you kind of talk me through what goes into that? Like, what is going to stand out to the new player that gets Modern Warfare?
I mean, we use a new technique called photogrammetry, and what we do is a lot of the art in our game is actually scanned, 3D scanned from real-world objects. We go like our.
You keep bringing me closer to Tony Stark stuff every time you come up with these things.
It's crazy. The whole process has changed, right? Like artists would sit in a room and they'd art a character, but now we have whole, I guess, wardrobes that people wear.
At the top of your screen, right, you can see the compass, but it has red, like
That's so cool.
red pings. So the compass can basically be used as a UAV. So any place that you go, let's just say Northwest 260 or something, you'll see a red dot on top of that location or that number. So it's like having a mini UAV just with the compass.
Yeah, it's actually scanning real world things. We scanned old burnt out cars, these little rubble piles, and we kind of have to work that in. And it was actually a big task for the art department to kind of have new workflow.
Hey, we got all these pictures. You guys are now have to create all of this.
Yeah. So that took a little while for us to kind of get up and kind of used to that system and really get rolling.
Game looks, as maybe said, absolutely beautiful.
Oh, Ashton, come on.
One of the things that I do want to touch
Ashton, your job's on the line here, just FYI.
Way to put pressure on her here, Maven.
Well, I'm just letting her know she won't have a job anymore.
On the fly modifications, you can, I believe, what is it? When you die, you can actually go to where you're picking your class and modify things right there and then.
Yep, you can edit in the game, all in game. And
there we go, Ashton.
It will actually swap out next time you die.
Okay.
You can swap out any weapons. Early on, we were kind of unlocking attachments really fast.
Right.
And we found it really fun to just unlock a new attachment, put it on, and go.
I was going to ask where that came from, kind of that idea, like where that started.
It was just we ramped up the earn rate on attachments, and we just kind of wanted to test it in game, and it just was this kind of cool, like I can hot swap things out.
It feels like there's just like a weapon playground now, like between the Gunsmith and the game, like it's nuts.
One thing we didn't mention when we're going through the creative classes is field orders. I saw Ashton actually got the field orders.
Field upgrades.
Field upgrades, yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about what they are and how you came to bringing that into the game?
Sure, go.
Yeah, so we like the idea of a reward that players got kind of regularly, but we didn't want it to be like this kind of like I win button. Like, okay, it's super weapon clock.
I got this.
And
So I win now.
We looked for things that would help players support their team for the most part.
So what I mean by the mini UAV is the compass. That's basically what it is. You'll get a ping on top of a number location, and then you can go over there. That's basically your UAV. Of course, you can get a personal UAV, and you can see the mini map, right? But as you can see on the compass too, you can see where they're coming from. So I think it's like a double standard type thing, and it's pretty cool they actually have it like that, because when you have a UAV, you can just look at the UAV the whole game and watch somebody shoot and go over there. But with the compass, you really don't know where they're at. So I think that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So it gives you that variation dependent on what's happening.
Yeah, and tactical insertion has returned.
Okay.
And that's also on a cooldown in there. Yeah, there's a bunch of different stuff. Funny little trick. If your buddy, and this takes teamwork, if your
open beta is like September 12th, I think.
You can throw C4 on it.
Stop.
Yeah. You can finish the rest
beta
of
September
it.
12th.
That's awesome.
Put two and two together.
No, that sounds epic. And
we have to get our chemistry.
Oh no! What's going to happen is I'm going to put the C4 on, and then you're going to fly it into me.
Probably, and then we're both going to die.
Well, can we talk about some of the maybe new combat mechanics that are going to be within this? There's different stuff you talked about. I kind of want to talk about the doors a little bit, because I remember the first time when I was first hearing about it, because I hit up. I think I was talking to somebody at Infinity Ward. I'm like, "Can you tell me like some of the new stuff for the game?" He just looks at me and goes, "Doors." And I was like, "What? What?" He's just like, "Doors." And I was like, all right. But there is a very new feature that's very interesting and provides some kind of wild circumstances within gunfights. Can you talk to me about the changes to doors within Modern Warfare?
Yeah, so early on we put doors in, right, and let players kind of like pause a firefight. We're like, that's kind of cool, but they felt really, really basic. So we started to layer in kind of this experience, these new features. So we have a peek mechanic to let you saw it in the trailer, open a door slightly, throw a tactical in, and then you can melee the door, go in and clear them out. And then we did some breaching, and we're like, okay, what if explosives just open doors? So players can either throw C4, clacker the door open, or they can cook a grenade. And then we had a bunch of players, whining about like, it's affecting the flow of the map. Like, this isn't how the map was built. And so we actually allow you to sprint through doors. So we have this kind of like suite of functionality around doors.
So you can be sneaky, or you can just be loud.
Yeah,
yes,
well,
exactly.
It's actually funny on this map on SD. One of the bomb sites is in this apartment building around the corner, and you can actually stack guys up on a double door. You can put a sniper pretty far back.
Okay.
And either they can do it, or you can throw the nade from across the map, and the concussion will open the doors. You can snipe the guy that's probably going to be camping in the back, and everybody can kind of go in, and it's really fun.
I like that a lot. And, of course, we saw Ashton doing a little bit of weapon mounting as well.
Yeah.
But it's really kind of more specific. It isn't necessarily just like leaning.
Yeah, we didn't want the kind of like head glitchy kind of scenarios you get from like a lean anywhere mechanic, right? We didn't want those sliver shots. And so, but we really like the idea of bracing your weapon on surfaces. I mean, we talk to soldiers, that's what they do. You're carrying a big heavy gun, you want to stabilize that gun, or
getting tired.
Those guns are actually they're pretty heavy.
So, no, there's a perfect example.
Yeah, thank you.
Well,
Ashton, you're on point.
Thank you, Ashton. Well, you've been on point. You're going to get to keep your job. You've been good enough that I've been impressed with what you've been able to do. But thank you so much for walking us through the creative class, showing us some of the combat mechanics during the game. Thank you for coming out. Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming through.
One more thing we should also point out, that is for development for the past 2 years, we've always had this outline around squad mates, and it actually was broken in this build. but it's really important for our teammate awareness, of spatial awareness of where they are. That didn't make this build, but we'll be putting out some 4K footage of gameplay after. It'll be in there. It'll also be in the beta.
Awesome.
So.
Yep. Like that a lot.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you coming in, kind of talking high level about some of the great mechanics within Modern Warfare. Anything you want to say, maybe to your coworkers, fans, before you head out? Yeah,
we would like to say that we're lucky enough to be the ones up here kind of presenting this game, but there's a whole studio of people that really put their heart and soul into this game, and it really means a lot to us. So thanks for checking it out, and hopefully everybody has a good time.
Honestly, thank you for joining us as well. The game we played, it's fantastic. Looks brilliant as well. You've done a really good job. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, Joe, Jeff, thanks a lot. But, guys, before we get further into the show, we have a lot more to show you. Upcoming, we are going to show you the Dark Edition coming for Modern Warfare. Let's take a look.
Joe, you're my favorite person.
Hello and welcome back. How awesome do we look?
I'm gonna be honest.
Ben, how awesome do we look?
These are actual night vision goggles, and I need everyone at home to realize.
When I was a kid,
these are the real thing. These work.
I wanted for Christmas for years of my life to have night vision goggles, and now
these are amazing.
Thank you so much to Joel Emsley, who
All
has
your
joined
dreams
us.
can come true now.
I have wanted these since a child, and you have made this a reality. I am so.
You never have to
excited.
be afraid of the dark unless your enemies have these.
Joel, I need you to realize I'm taking this home with me.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
We'll be all right.
I don't care if it is okay with you. I'm putting one of. They're coming with me.
They look great on you guys. It's a great accessory.
Does that look badass?
It puts the entire ensemble together.
How did
you look tactical?
You don't typically see somebody in a button down in night vision. Now you have.
You have to dress it up a little bit, dude.
Well, you talk to me a little bit about your role at Infinity War with the upcoming Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I'm the studio art director, and long ago when we did Modern Warfare 2, we did night vision goggles, and that was like almost 10 years ago. So when we went back to reimagine Modern Warfare, we knew that night vision was going to play a big role, and we decided to go after this again and see what we could do now. 10 years later, you can the tech is just crazy. These things are incredibly functional. We designed them to be our own part of our own universe. The labels on here are from a manufacturer that exists in the Modern Warfare universe. It's like a XRK it's a weapons manufacturer that does optics and stuff, and Gunsmith, so it all ties together. We put it in the game. You see them wearing, Captain Price is actually wearing these. They're all over the place, and then we took them into the real world and made them
Dark Edition hype.
The night versions of the maps, that's where these actually come into play, and that's what you're seeing here. I'm just so impressed that you actually managed to make these happen. How did that process even
So the
begin?
goggles is coming back.
How do you even say, all right, we're going to make night vision goggles?
Everybody knew.
How does it start?
It was fun. I mean, you start with an idea, and you
I can't wait to pre-order this
Nick
damn
is
game
the
again.
designer at Infinity
I gotta
War,
get the $200 edition.
Modeled them out.
I already got the $100 edition already.
That was the design phase for the physical. And then we actually handed off to Jeremy Thurman, one of our artists, and he actually took that version and put it in the game. So it kind of went two ways, went into the universe of the game, and it went out into the real world. So
because we should say the Dark Edition.
Yeah, here we go again for real. I already spent the $100 on the PlayStation.
We were doing rehearsals yesterday, and we're in it, and we're going through the script, and I'm like, we're talking a lot about these night vision goggles. I'm like, these are so cool, but what does this come into play for the Dark Edition? Then you're like, oh, you get them. And I was like, what?
Yeah, there's a whole basically almost a collector's edition.
Look at this! Like, this has got to be
great stuff.
This has got to be the coolest edition of a game ever. It comes with night vision goggles.
And I want to point out that
there's a history in here too.
I was about to say that the operators, if I'm not mistaken, the all gillied up pack and even all of them, that's some old school operators right there.
We went back in the archives. The original ghillie suit was made by Emilio Cuesta. And I phoned him up and I said, do you have the ghillie suit that you made for Call of Duty 4? And he says, yeah, I got it. And I'm like, can you send it to us?
Oh, that is so cool.
Let's put that in the game. And then
Crew Expendable, All Gillied Up, and Warpig are actually, they're all pulled from Call of Duty 4. All the original props, we went into the warehouses and got that stuff going. So it's pretty cool to bring them into this game.
That is absolutely
Yeah, no, I think pretty cool is putting it lightly. This is one of the more awesome things I've seen. I'm not kidding. This is coming with me. I'm going to wear it
Now
everywhere.
you can hunt varmints in your
Imagine,
backyard.
I'm just gonna walk up to like a McDonald's drive-through with this on my head. Like, I'll take 2 double cheeseburgers.
Yeah, and for safety, they fit on tactical helmets and all that good stuff. So they're pretty versatile and they work great. They have a short range and a long range setting.
That's incredible.
Automatically, we'll switch to night vision. It'll pick up light, all that good stuff.
Well, and you saw at the bottom of your screen for just a moment there, but you can pre-order now at CallOfDuty.com. So if you want to get the Dark Edition, if you want to have night vision goggles and be as cool as Ben and I just were, you can do it.
I can't wait.
CallOfDuty.com.
Stealing these or permanently borrowing, Joel. Hopefully that's good.
Yeah, I think you can get away with it. If you run fast after this, those guys won't.
I'm not very fast. I am not very fast. But this is awesome. This is very cool to see in the Dark Edition. Obviously amazing. Thank you so much for the insight on what went into kind of bringing these into the game and into the Dark Edition. But thank you, Joel, for joining us.
Thanks for
very,
having me.
very cool. Thank you for designing these. And I do, as we say farewell to Joe, I kind of want to recap what we've been discussing. In case you're just joining us, let's go through sort of a quick rundown of everything we've just seen and discussed so far. So if you didn't see the trailer, you got to check it out immediately on YouTube. Also, for the multiplayer open beta, that is coming later this year, this fall. It's going to have crossplay. It's going to be incredible. Ben, we're going to spend a lot of time in the open beta.
I can't wait. And as you mentioned, crossplay for the open beta, that is going to be fantastic. We also talked a little bit about Gunsmith, all kinds of customizable weapons, as well as a ton of new maps.
And there's going to be an ongoing stream of free updates. So no more DLC, free content following the launch this fall, which I think everybody is very pleased about. That's awesome to see out of Infinity Ward and the next upcoming title for Call of Duty. And then the Dark Edition, which we just showed you. It comes with a set of night vision goggles, which we have in front of us. Look at these puppies. Pre-orders are live. You can get hooked up at callofduty.com. But we're moments away from the gameplay. So what this is all about, obviously, we wanted to have some time with the developers talking about the game and everything we're excited about and kind of where their thought process was behind the development of this. But we have, 36 streamers here from across the world.
Yes.
That they're going to be throwing down on Modern Warfare.
Yes, some our close friends who I personally can't wait to roast. But I mean, it's going to be insane. We talked a little bit about crossplay, obviously, and we'll see that. We'll see that as well. A couple of guys playing on PC, a couple of guys playing on console.
But first up, how we're going to show it off is going to be 6v6.
So the
gameplay.
20v20 mode is absolutely like
along with a special night version of one of those maps.
Crazy.
Later we're going to ramp things
Like,
up with a couple of rounds
10v10,
of 10
2v2,
and then ramp it up
like
and
everything is
stop
so
it. How do you
refreshing
feel
and
about
fun.
20 versus 20? It is going
None
down.
of it
We'll
is
get to a
like
couple rounds of serious team
overused
deathmatch
or
on the
just,
large scale with 20v20.
you know, a little
and
too
we'll wrap
much
it
or
all
just
up by
over the
showing off
top.
the
Like
gunfight
everything
mode with
is
a friendly
like
competition in a 2v2
right at
exhibition
the
bracket.
threshold.
So,
It's
yes,
so
friendly. These
good. I
guys,
wish
they know
everybody
each
could
other,
play
respect
it
each other, but
to see
wrap
what
up
I'm
the
talking
stream,
about. You'll be able to
they're
play
gonna
the
be going
beta,
at it,
but
Ben.
It's going to be splashy. You guys are going to want to be right
Oh,
here on
man.
the Call of Duty channel, where we're going to be cherry picking the most
You guys
awesome
just don't
gameplay
understand.
from all of our 36 streams. You're going to see the best of all the action right here. Trust me, this is the place to be.
It absolutely is. But before we get into that gameplay, the final bit of business I do want to get to is on a more serious note. The gameplay is incredibly important, but we would like to introduce you to a vital and inspiring charity that's helped veterans secure a high-quality job after their military service, and that is the Call of Duty Endowment. We're finding a high-paying, fulfilling job once they leave the service. It's a huge challenge for vets and their families. The Call of Duty Endowment has funded the placement. Ben, it's been more than 60,000 veterans since it was funded in 2009.
Yeah, it's a lot, and their current goal is getting 100,000 veterans back to work by 2024, and it can only happen if the Call of Duty community helps as well.
And every dollar you donate to the Call of Duty Endowment goes towards helping vets in both the U.S. and the U.K., Ben.
Yep, that's also very, very important. And now you have to love it. This dollar, every single dollar, 100% of your donation
we
goes
played it.
directly to Endowment.
What was that 10v10?
grantees. Everything.
I gotta look at my
And
gameplay.
this is a tangible way to say thank you to our servicemen and women
I think
for
it was
their
20v20.
service.
I think
You can
nah,
find
we
more
played
ways to
20v20.
help
I
out
think.
at callofdutyendowment.org/help and follow them on Instagram at Call of Duty Endowment. But it's a fantastic cause. If you can be involved, please do. But this is how the Call of Duty Endowment works, by getting our vets to work. Let's take a closer look at this amazing organization and their mission.
So Charlie Intel just tweeted the open beta details, right? And we have a weekend 2 crossplay beta. So we'll be able to crossplay in the beta. That's actually like, it's amazing because when we were playing crossplay at the event, it was so unreal. It felt unreal. You know, it was yeah, we have regular beta and then we have a crossplay. So 12th through the 16th, we get to play the beta early on the PlayStation 4. Then weekend 2 will be a crossplay weekend, September 19th through the 23rd.
access to the open beta.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the official launch of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We're showing off multiplayer for the first time, and Ben, so far it has been wondrous.
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. Obviously, speaking to the developers, it is massive. Gives us some insight, maybe some extra tips and tricks that hopefully some of our streamers have taken note of, because we're going to be critiquing their gameplay from now on.
Yeah, so this is where we get into the big chunk of the show. This is where we're going to have all these streamers out here playing the game. We're going to hop to various modes, and to join us to kind of break down the action, talk through the gameplay, we've got Joey Merc DeLuca and Anthony Nameless Wheeler. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Feeling amazing. I mean, we're here at the multiplayer.
The beta,
New Call
I think
of Duty
it
is
starts
the
the
most
12th. It
exciting
starts the
part
12th
of
through
the year
the
for me. I love it.
16th.
This is,
And the crossplay beta is
I'm with
September
Ben. It's cool
19th
to-
through
as
the
much as I'm excited to see the
23rd.
players play, it's really cool to hear from the
It's all on
developers kind of
Twitter.
there. 'Cause it's hard, man. Like when we're talking with them,
Is there
it's like,
console
they've been making these
exclusivity
games
for the
so many
beta?
years, like finding
Yeah,
the new
PlayStation
things,
gets
the
it
way to
first.
change things up, the new maps, the new guns. It was really cool to hear the insight. from
Yep,
Joe
PlayStation
and
gets it
Jeff,
first,
but I gotta
and
go
it
for
is
you guys. You got a little
crossplay,
bit of
so
hands-on
people
with
that
the
play
game,
on
but are you guys
Xbox
pumped
and
to kinda see
PlayStation will be
these
able to
guys
play
give it
with
a
each
shot?
other.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then
there's a
PC,
lot
you
of
have
great
different
players here. I can't
inputs.
wait to see how
You know,
all
I'm
the
pretty
gun
sure with
plays
the
out,
input,
right? There's
if you
just
do
so many
play
new
on
features that
PC,
we're gonna see
you will
here
have to
today,
use
and
the
I just can't
controller
wait to see
because,
it
you know, if
live
you
in
use
action. It's
keyboard
gonna
and
be a ton of
mouse,
fun.
you
I'm
have the
mostly
super
excited to see the
advantage.
fails.
So, yeah.
That, honestly, yeah, we love a good fail every now and then. yeah, Maven's mishaps, right? That's what they called it.
I have a lot of those because am I the worst player on this desk?
Oh, probably. Maybe Ben.
What? Disrespect me like
I
that.
didn't throw you under the bus.
But no, we're going to see a wide array of maps. We're going to see a lot of different modes throughout the course of this. And basically, it's 36 streamers, and we'll kind of be hopping from POV to POV. So obviously, we're not going to be able to capture every single moment, but we're going to show off the best of the best. And like we said earlier, it's going to kind of end in that bracket play, which should be interesting.
I think we all have an idea of who the best players here are going to be, and they're the ones that we're probably going to spend the majority of our time watching.
True. Is there anyone that stands out?
Shroud, instantly.
Has to be Shroud.
Yeah.
Right?
He's just so good.
Also, we got Courage. We got Courage here. Want to give Courage some love.
I think Teep as well. Obviously, you know, Teep.
Yeah, September's pretty late, and all the majority probably about. I wouldn't give a percentage, but most of you guys probably be in school by then. So it'll be pretty tough to play the beta, even though it's gonna be on the weekend though. You know.
Christine Leahy, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yep, it's gonna be on the weekend.
I have a lot of energy, which is a problem sometimes, but I'm doing well.
Energy is never a bad thing. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm really excited to meet you, Kitty Plays. I haven't met you yet. I see it. You're having a lot of conversations. You're talking a lot with your fans right now on your
I'm just
stream.
ready to. I wish I could play the game again,
that
man.
you saw so far.
I think I'm excited for the NoobTube to be back.
It didn't kill all the games that I normally play. I don't even want to play nothing else.
High school, so it's definitely a nice thing to have to get those easy eliminations, and I'm looking forward to using it today.
We were just talking, actually. You play with a lot of celebrities, a lot of traditional sports athletes. Who has been the best player you faced off against in Call of Duty?
In Call of Duty? Oh, I'm not sure. I haven't played a lot of celebrities in Call of Duty yet. It's been in other games, but...
what up, Havoc?
To get them on it, who would you want to play in Call of Duty?
I think I would like to play against Baker Mayfield because I know he's a big COD, Halo, Fortnite fan, so I'd love to play against him in this game.
Got to get him over to Call of Duty. Well, thank you so much. I'm excited to see you play.
I'm excited to play. Thank you.
Maven, back to you.
Thank you so much, Christine. And Joe, you're a Browns fan, right?
I tell you what, I woke up today feeling dangerous. I love that answer, Baker Mayfield. Come on down, because let me tell you, I would love to play some COD with you.
Well, it's probably been fun. You know, you've got decades of failure, and now this is your year.
Yeah, people always ask me what's it like to wake up on Sundays, and I don't know. Well, this year, you know, to see what all the excitement is about. But yeah, I mean, Baker, if you want to ever get
hopefully NoobTubes won't be too overpowered though.
I'm not your guy, but I'll play with you. I'll be dual carried. But
we don't want the
it's not only
NoobTube.
going to be Christine. We also have
back.
America's next top fitness.
But we'll take him
model.
though. We haven't had him in the COD
CWL
in a long
Douglas
time.
Sensor Martin. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing well, Clint. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. But
that's great, man. That's awesome, man.
I feel bad for you because you got Jack down there, don't you?
No, listen, man. I'm with the one and only Courage JD right now. So Courage, you've never played Call of Duty multiplayer before. You played the 2v2. You've never played this multiplayer yet. I know you're not a competitor. I know you're a streamer full time. You're an entertainer. But this is a big deal. This is a multiplayer reveal. I know you want to put on a show. What are your expectations?
Doug, I have one of the highest earnings in the last Call of Duty game. If you check esportsearnings.com, I am absolutely a competitor, first off. Second, I'm ready to scream and get loud and have more people on Reddit saying, oh, I don't play COD. But guess what? I've been playing since Call of Duty 3, and I'm going to show you the best classes you can have today. Look at this. In the creator classes, you can put 5 attachments per weapon. Do you hear that right now?
5 attachments.
I have AR class, I have SMG class, I have a precision rifle, like a marksman type rifle, I have a run and gun AR, and then I have a sniper, SMG, overkill, quick swap.
The snipers in this game are one hit.
The Pomage, I want to be on the inside, but
because when I was getting sniped, it was one hit every time.
I just have one thing to say. I just literally 2 minutes
every
ago.
Time.
Sorry, 2 minutes ago, Jack was just helping out Doc over here with the settings. I don't know what he was doing. Something tells me that Jack has something up his sleeve. Clint, we're going to roll it back to you now.
I want to point out, Clint, before you take that, I actually helped Jack out with all of his classes.
Yeah, he had no idea what he was talking about.
No idea.
Wait, so all that bragging he just did to his classes, you did that?
So he looked at me and was like, what do I use? I was like, don't worry, Jack. We're friends. I got you.
I mean, we got to play a little bit yesterday.
Right,
you know,
right.
We got a couple of secrets, and it looked like you were helping him out.
Little tips and
He
tricks.
had no idea what he was talking about.
Not as much.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's going to be us 4, and we're going to have Christine and Sensor also helping us out. So thanks, guys. They'll be kind of getting feedback, chatting with the players over the course of the day, but it's time to get into it. I want to get into the gameplay. It's going to be the 6v6 gameplay we're going to be hopping into. I'm excited for this because what we went back to, to 5v5 this year, we're now back to 6v6. I believe we're going to be starting out. It's going to be runner domination.
I hope everybody pre-ordered their
I'm
game because
sure most people are familiar with domination. But just at the basic level,
I don't.
Joe, talk to
I'm
me about
so
domination.
still in shock.
Three flags, A, B, and C.
This is the first map we
Points by
played on
capturing
too.
those flags.
I actually
The
got an
more
AC
flags
130
you
on
have,
this
the more
map out
points
of
you
a
get.
care
Well,
package.
You win the game by having all those flags and getting all of those points.
AC
So, yeah,
130 is
everybody
back.
knows
It's
domination, but you wanna
probably
get as many
it's
flags
still
as possible.
overpowered as
Well,
usual.
hopefully shortly here, the
And
guys will be loaded
I think
up
we,
and,
I think
we've
other
got a
people
lobby
got like the
full.
chopper
We've
gun
got
and infantry
a ton of different
tank,
games going on.
the
Different
juggernaut.
pod to
Nobody
pod
got
to
the
show
nuke though.
off
Nobody
different
actually.
players
I don't
and
know if it was
forces.
in the
Jack is just
the build that we
slugging
was
energy
playing,
checks
but
right now,
nobody got
hyping
the
himself
nuke.
up. Jack, what are you saying now?
It was just. It's crazy to play a COD like that again because usually, you know, they're always trying something different. But this one is just so down to earth.
It's got to be tough too for him because he's
You know,
sitting
just a
next to Doc,
regular
who's just basically
gory
better
type of
than
Call
him
of Duty,
every
and
way.
that's what
Doc's
we
like
needed.
6'8".
He's also way taller than him.
Lean muscle.
Way taller.
Handsome.
Yeah, Jack's looking like Frodo-esque next to him at the desk. Well, at least they're even sitting down though. He's got 12 inches on.
He's incredibly more talented.
I thought this shouldn't be the roast of Jack.
Oh, you're right. You're
Look,
right.
Jack's a fantastic player, but let's get to the action, right? That's what everyone is here for. Let's see some multiplayer 6v6 domination. I think the map they said was going to be runner. This is a map that we had.
Yeah, bro, pre-order the game.
Not one
You know, like that's what I was trying to tell people. Like, y'all really gonna be surprised when y'all play this game. It's not like a regular old. Some people was even saying, "Oh, it's like Modern Warfare Remastered," and they never played it. It's far from it. Like, it's definitely this is a Call of Duty that's in its own lane. Of course, it got some resemblance, but when you play it, you'll definitely understand what I'm talking about. So it's a beautiful game, though.
Modern Warfare, what would you recommend to a new player?
Yeah, I mean, it's just when you get to those power positions, just try to check every single angle, right? Like, you got to slow down in a game like this because those ARs are very powerful. So when you get to those power positions, just try to check every single angle and don't focus in so much on one spot.
I love that we're starting off with Shroud as well, by the way.
That's what I mean, if we can just watch Shroud all day, I'm cool with it. That does not bother me at all. The guy, you know he's going to put on a show.
No, seriously, if I had 3 wishes and everyone says like superpowers, being rich, being famous, I just want to be able to play games like Shroud for 24 hours.
It's just one day.
Just that's one of your wishes?
Yes.
Not
no,
even just for 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I guess you're right. That's a really dumb wish because I guess I could just do it forever, couldn't I, Joe?
Yeah, you could.
Well, we'll check out the actions. He's, I think, just trying to get through his loadouts, trying to get his sensitivity all squares. The guys were just getting set up here as we were going.
Just use a
through
regular
stuff with Joe
gun.
and Jeff from Infinity Ward, but the game just looks so good, man. It was awesome hearing them kind of talk about the engines, everything that's been added to this from a lighting standpoint, from what was it called, photography.
Sounds right.
You remember? I know what was the word? Oh, I butchered the hell out of that. Photography.
We'll go with that.
Okay, I don't think that's right either.
Either way, it's insane, right?
I'm not the best with words, man.
Taking pictures of pretty much everything and putting it into the game. That's absolutely incredible. I'm pretty sure I saw TP as well.
TP's in this lobby.
He's on the other team, so we'll keep our eyes out for a team. But Shroud finally started to heat up. He started off with a sniper rifle, adjusted his settings, said, "Nah, it's not for me. Let me change things out." And obviously now running the assault rifle.
Yeah, he's got the M4 in hand, and I know you and I were having a lot of fun with this M4.
Yes.
I mean, Call of Duty classic, right? Just such a good assault rifle at any range that you want to use it. And I mean, we were talking about the benchmark, all the different attachments that you can have. Shroud's got a
so
TP just killed Shroud. That's not
the hype is like back for Call of Duty. You know, usually people see it and they be like, "Man, I don't know, I don't want to play that." But this one, when you play it, like you really see the potential in this game. You know, and that's the good thing about it.
We've never really seen before on your.
There's like so much verticality with these maps, like gunplay. You know how you can always go into a multiplayer match, you know, and always just play the regular 3-lane type thing. There's so many like alternate routes with the game, and the way the map is. It's so much interaction with the map. The gunfights are different every time. It's something about the game that keeps it that way. I don't know what it is.
There's just so much customization in this
but
game.
it's definitely, some people was kind of skeptical on if the game is refreshing or not, because it's a Modern Warfare game, and some people was like, I don't know if it's going to be a basic, you know, Modern Warfare, I don't want to play it. But the game is just so refreshing when you play it. It's almost like, damn, is this really Modern Warfare? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
To work on it, see what adjustments they're making.
I think, Ben, you were pointing to me that, what was this?
People are always going to hate on COD. You know, that's just how it is. And that's with everything else. Like, it's not just Call of Duty. People hate on Fortnite, Battlefield, you know, and a bunch of other games. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just Call of Duty that gets hate from people, too.
Juggernaut first game. I was like,
Noah J just destroyed Skadoodle. Well,
that's just how the gaming community is. But sometimes it gets taken a little too far, though, you know? Like, I'm a Call of Duty player, right? And I love Call of Duty. But people, like, always say, yo, Fortnite's better than COD. Like, that's your opinion. Like, if you feel like Fortnite is just this greatest game, that's you, bro. Like, that's all you. Like, don't try to be negative to me about Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird.
Full auto as he was entering that room. Unfortunately, doesn't get that kill, but I like the idea of going into close quarters combat and switching to the full auto and try to spray him down.
Well, the game just flipped on its head a little bit. They had a 3 cap there for a moment, which really allowed them to push out a massive lead, but quickly the red team get back in control. But we'll stick with Jericho's POV. I want to see if these streaks start to come into play. But Jericho, obviously, he has been a long-standing community member in Call of Duty since really the dawn of time, Ben.
Oh, yeah, he's been playing for a very, very long time. Of course, a fantastic content creator as well. It's always good to see him and see what he can try and bring to the table here. But you can see okay. Jericho, try to gas you up. Come on, man.
That's an MP7, man, right? You run into those doorways. You see that MP7 submachine gun.
Well, you were the guy kind of running the gun because we were playing yesterday with, like, what, it was like 10 of us. And I'm mostly an AR guy because I'm slow. And you were flying around smoking me. Is that what it was, the MP7 you were using?
No, MP5.
It was MP5. Okay.
Yeah, I think the MP5 is the weapon I had most fun with. I'll give you guys some tips before the beta starts in September. But yeah, the MP5, another Call of Duty classic.
Look at you keeping him close to your chest.
Man, you know, just saying.
What was that, Ben? What was the burst gun that you obliterated me with a couple times?
It was when he was.
I thought I got sniped, man. I just got ripped off the map.
It's the class I told Jack to put on. So when we get to one of Jack's games, I'll kind of talk you through it. But there's a couple of weapons which I've kind of tested out because naturally, you know, you get your hands on a new Call of Duty for the first time. Like when the open beta comes out, you're going to try everything, right? Because you want to get the biggest advantage as quickly as you possibly can. There's a couple of guns where I think, you know, come open beta, gonna be pretty powerful.
Yeah, and you know, talking about that MP5 that Joe is using, I remember I made a class after he destroyed me with it, and I just put every single attachment on my gun that would make me move faster, and it just felt amazing on the map being able to move so quick with that submachine gun.
That's a choice as well, but we didn't really touch on it when we were talking about the kind of customization that you can go through. But there's a lot of pros and cons to pretty much everything. If you're going to get, for example, a little bit of help with vertical recoil, you're going to give something else up. Maybe it's ADS time, maybe it's movement speed.
When I was
pros and cons to everything.
I think it's something. I think he said it in rehearsals yesterday. But I was talking to Jeff at Infinity Ward. He said, you know, he's like a big MMO, like an RPG fan. He likes skill trees and all the stuff that goes into it. So it's kind of what they were thinking of with Gunsmith. You always have that kind of give or take with certain armor pieces that you would use in other games. And yeah, I was going through it, and I was looking at the different stocks and different programs. I'm like, all right, well, if I do this, I have to, so I sprint slower, but I zoom in faster. And if I do this, I was going through it. I thought it's awesome, just the amount of potential there is for variety.
Well, we're just so used to, like, you know, what does a grip do, right? It reduces recoil, lets you aim in a little bit quicker. But as you say, there's different stocks now that might help you, you know, zoom in a little bit quicker, but it'll slow you down. There's all these different options. It'll just be so fun when this game releases at beta, like how players want to play with each weapon.
Yeah, there was like a stock, and it's like if you want to reduce idle sway, like you're going to be slower, and it just makes a lot of sense. And you know, I enjoyed sort of the aspect of just creating my class and trying to figure out if I want to be fast with this gun or if I want to slow down. Like, when I'm using the M4, am I going to be in a power position? Okay, so on this map, that's what I'm going to make.
And again, I think one of the keys, just to kind of reiterate, is you're going to come into those situations in a game, right? You create your class and you think, oh, I wish I, you know, could maybe be a little bit quicker. Change it in the game. It's as simple as.
I'm so in tune to the gameplay, it's unreal. Like I'm not even talking.
You know, if you know what you want to change, you know,
oh my gosh. I'm telling you, it's a great game.
Did you guys see that?
So
like, I'm not even in tune to the chat or anything. I'm just watching the gameplay.
I just can't play with Nameless again. The guy started at 9-0 yesterday. How many times did we hear about it throughout the course of the night?
One thing we talk about
it's because you were attacking me, so I had to.
Even though this is on PC, though.
You kept killing me.
I think, Clint, one thing you can sort of, from your own personal experience with Teep, he's 17-5. As
yeah,
TP,
no, I am.
What is he doing?
Yeah, I'm a full-time commentator for the Call of Duty World League, but on the side, I am TP's full-time bait.
Right.
And he's a completely selfish player. and he's likely allowing the other 5 members to run in front of him as he picks up the kills. And
I'm going to be honest.
What's funny about that? He spent his entire career.
No, I know.
So when he stopped playing, he's like, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore. I'm gonna have some fun. So he just baits you every day now, and I can't blame him.
Yeah, he was the guy sprinting in first for a decade. He deserves a little time to dominate. But not surprised to see TP doing well, since he is one of the greatest Call of Duty players of all time.
Absolutely.
Call of Duty World Champion.
Jack, why are you looking at me and not the screen, dude? You getting smoked?
He doesn't know what you're saying.
He looks frustrated.
I think he knew what you were saying.
He has no idea.
No, I think he's hungry. What's the score? 157, 124.
Yeah, it's close. This is a very close
tight
game.
one. Tight one early.
This is good.
Have you guys seen any guns like that? Maybe you didn't try out yesterday and we got to play that have blown you
This
away.
one, MP7, I was actually very curious. I think I tried it for like 1 life and didn't like it, but low recoil, but a submachine gun, you're very quick with it. And speaking of TP, he gets that field upgrade if he wants to use it, but just protect and see. He knows that they're very close from winning this game.
T just kind of going back to his inner competitive self.
Always.
Oh, look at his face, dude. He is dialed in.
See how
well, that's what. So I think for some of these guys, so we had what a lot of the YouTubers that came in the other day to get content and play the game again. So for some of the streamers, I think it's their first time hands-on. So if you see them earn some
that's why I'm not talking, bro. Like I'm quiet as shit because I'm so like
I'm sure we'll see a lot
into
more.
the gameplay. Like I'm telling you, this is the game. Like I'm not even lying. This is the game y'all wanted. And it definitely lives up to it for sure. Like I can't talk. I'm just strictly on the screen.
Somebody's got to do it. Wait, Myth is on a 5.
I'm just trying to see if I missed anything, like if something new, you know, like stuff like that. But this map is, I think this was probably my favorite map throughout all my gameplays. This was definitely my favorite map.
Doug's like mind blown.
I'm mind blown.
That's
what
crazy.
This is a shotgun.
Skadoodle shuts him down. Close game. 185, 140.
Yeah, everybody loves joking on Courage
For
JD.
the most part, it looks as if the blue team
Because what he
should
be
be able to
doing.
secure the W.
Whatever he's gonna call these streaks in. He's got that cruise missile.
Oh, Myth just called it a cluster strike, so somebody's probably about to get pounded.
There he goes. Didn't actually kill anyone.
Okay, so I take it back. No one was actually hit. What were they talking about? I believe, again, I think this was talked about yesterday when you and I were just sitting down with the devs, but some of the kill streaks that are in, right, you have to actually have a line of sight to use them. So it's not like...
So look, he got all his kill streaks. He doesn't even know.
You have the lightning strike. You can just pull that in wherever you want.
Like, you see his kill streaks, right? He doesn't even know.
You have to have line of sight on enemy to actually use them.
Huh. Yeah, that was...
So I think it's interesting because you need to get to that, like, power position. It's not. You're not able to call it in off spawn. Like you have to get to like a good.
Modern Warfare 2 vibes. When I played this, I got Modern Warfare 3. Like Modern Warfare 3 COD 4 vibes.
I want to drop my.
Ooh, team. Oh, all right, team. I think you got a hit marker there.
That's round. Oh, it is team.
Oh, it is. He knows. All right, Mr. Paul Chow.
I think Shroud also had the same gun, and he missed his shot. And the team said, "You know what? I'm taking you down."
Call of Duty World Champion.
Close game, man.
It's not like the Tiger Woods right there.
Oh, we are going to be having some fun. That
like
is just one of our mini matches that are going to come here
like,
today.
Even though I'm not
so
playing,
far,
it's like, oh my gosh, I can't stop watching this game. I can't do it.
September, but Ben.
Is there maps that are set in London and COD, Modern Warfare? Yes, there is.
No life in the bed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is exactly what I want to
play 20v20.
This our squad.
That's later on.
So I feel the same once I get my hands on it.
I mean, that's the
I don't
most we've
know.
ever had, right?
Everybody always says that every year. Oh, 2K is trash. Nah.
I mean, now we have 20v20. I mean, that's.
I don't even.
Telling you, man, this is it. This is the game. I feel like everybody should give it a try with. Gameplay-wise, he was on land. Definitely fluid. Some people still saying it looks clunky, but when I played it, it didn't feel that way.
All right, well, before we get into more action, we're going to have more matches to come. I believe we do have Censor on the floor with an interview.
Yeah, you
take
do.
It away, pal.
Hey, thanks, Clint. So, I'm standing here right now with Myth, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, no pun intended. I'm watching him play.
I'm hoping with this game, they don't have, like, level 55. I'm hoping they have, like, level 60 and 70.
It's a lot of fun. I think that, just like, so the class that I created, I could already see how the dynamics you could create for yourself with choosing different things. And so, like, my class was very much run and gun. I had the stim as well, so I was able to sort of just heal myself on the go if I got shot, and that allowed for a lot of just really good aggression. And as I got into the swing of it, like later into the game, I was like, okay, I know the rhythm. I'm ready to attack.
Yeah, you were getting more excited as you at first. You're like, oh no.
Yeah, like after your first game,
Like, I know there's a lot of pressure, but no,
it's like you're ready to get right into the next one because it's so. It got that addictive trait to this game. Like sometimes you just can't stop playing. Like I said, we was playing for about 5 to 6 hours straight, like back-to-back games. Like no bathroom breaks. Nobody was wanting something to drink or eating. It was just strictly like back-to-back games. Everybody was enjoying it.
I'm gonna fry. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Well, at least he's confident.
Yeah, no, he absolutely was.
I love that.
We've got an interview with Censor, and then I think our next one, I believe we have Christine Leahy, and she's going to be with TP. Now, Christine, I need you to ask TP right away. I play with him every single day. Can you ask him what it's like to play with someone such as myself? Oh, God.
What it's like to play with
It's
you?
the only basketball game out, but I don't even want to talk about 2K. I don't even want to give that game my attention.
Playing with Maven has really fine-tuned me into the player that I am today. Playing with him, it makes my life a lot more difficult. So if you really want to get better at Call of Duty in general, or probably any game,
adding more prestigious, yeah, but it kept the game like you kept wanting to play the game though. Am I right or wrong? When they kept adding prestigious, you wanted to play the game.
Because of you beat him in 2014.
Right.
So there was
yeah, I mean Doug's a great guy, great player, but you know I got a lot of chips on the guy, so. A lot of championships in COD, so.
There's the trash talking I was looking for. It looked like you guys were having a lot of fun with this one. You had an awesome game. Why was that?
Honestly, I just kind of figured out how the domination spawns.
Yeah, and that's how, I don't know, because it was like a new feel of a Call of Duty. Like, I don't want to bring so much hype to where it's like, okay, he's bringing this hype just like every year. But I'm telling you, like, y'all don't understand, like, y'all really not understand where I'm coming from. Like y'all see this gameplay, but it's so different when you play it. Oh my gosh.
And man, that sniper rifle was feeling pretty good there, or the marksman rifle actually. So I'm having a good time.
It's definitely going to be one of those CODs.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's going to be one of them.
So we got one 6v6, and I thought TP
yeah,
was
it's going to be one of them.
I thought he was going to roast
to
me.
where like after school I got to come home and play Modern Warfare. It's one of those type of games. I get off work, got to play Modern Warfare. It's just one of those games. And I'm not saying that because I played it. Like, I'm dead ass. It's just so addictive. It got that addictive type of feel to it. And it's good and bad. It got good and bad, but oh man, like, I can see myself playing this game for like 16 to 20 plus hours when it comes out. And that's probably most likely every day with running on probably like 4 hours of sleep.
What the guys in the studio were saying is
probably running about 4 hours of sleep.
The way they've been created this year is more kind of based off the realism.
Yeah, and I was talking to Jeff, right, who you guys had up here, and he was part of the team that made like Crash and Backfire.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not lying. The maps have so many options. Like, you can see, like, you can go into basically all of the houses. Like, you can see, like, there's always a door, or you can open a door, sniper towers, bridges. You can explore the map. I told who did I tell yesterday? I told Jordan this yesterday. I said when I was actually playing the game, I would get lost because like mid-map, there's so many different options you can choose from. Like the exploration in this map, in these maps, are definitely huge. Like they're not lying when they say they added that. Like seriously, I would get lost sometime. I wouldn't know where spawns were, and I would get beasted on. Like seriously. So that was like a new and engaging feel to me because I would get lost in the map. That's never happened to me. Usually it's always 3-lane, and I already know like the pinpoints and where to throw my grenades and flashes and shit. But when I played this, I really didn't know where to throw my grenade or flash because the map is so open and it has so many different variations, and it's like, wait, I don't want to do this, and then you second guess yourself, and then you end up dying. It's a lot of decision making in this game when you play it. So it's crazy.
Because I'm telling you,
this is just team deathmatch.
It's really powerful.
They're showing team deathmatch.
You put that stock on there, you can strafe so fast, and it just looks insane from the player's point of view. And
I just
You just be so quick with MP5. It's
Like, you
awesome.
guys are going to see. I know it's a month away. That's a long time.
That's actually
But
be pretty powerful.
when it comes around and you play it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Very strong. Again,
It has this feel to it, like a whole different feel. It doesn't. Like I said, I was saying about Modern 2, Modern 3. Those games are like basically solidified to be probably the best Call of Duties in the series, the franchise, right? But with Modern Warfare, I really wouldn't compare. There's, like I said, there's some like similarities, but I wouldn't compare this game to those games because this game has its own like feel, movement. Maps is different. I can see some of these maps actually being probably the best in the franchise, even though we played on a couple. Like I said, and they're probably gonna add some remastered maps, and that's just gonna set it off. Like if we get Terminal or High Rise, Rust or something like that, people's gonna go absolutely insane. So I just think the variety in this game is so much.
You can make it better from range, and you can make it kind of just really good up close. So
you talking about when the game drop?
To make it how you want.
I might play Kill Confirmed. I always play Kill Confirmed when Call of Duty drops. Team Deathmatch, Free for All. Dom was fun on this game.
Oh, it's absurd. Was it yesterday? I think Nameless got first shot on me, and I just popped the stopping power.
Probably some search. I got some cyber attack where you can. It's like search and destroy, but you can revive your teammates. What else?
Unlucky. Close.
It's okay.
2v2 gunfight. If they have a competitive rank, that's actually really good too. I'm probably gonna play everything, bro. Like that 20v20, 10v10. Like, yo, there's so much variety in this card. Like, how can you really be like, I don't want to play it? It's something different every time.
When they get their streaks, it's almost as if they're so tunnel vision now. Just on, let me just play the game. Let me just.
I'm probably gonna play through the multiplayer first. Like, I'm gonna try to. Like, I always do that. Even though Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign, every year I always play the multiplayer first. Campaign, I could play that throughout the year. And you know, when I'm I wouldn't say burnt out of the multiplayer, but you know, you might have a few bad games. You're like, I don't want to play multiplayer. Then I'll go to campaign. Like stuff like that. So
one point where I got up top and I just didn't move.
I think I'll play multiplayer because I'm gonna have that rush. Like I have the rush right now, and it's only it's August 1st. I have that rush where I need to play the game. That's the addictive trait. Like I need to play it, even though I played it a couple days ago. It's like, damn, I only want to play like all the games that I got on my Xbox and PlayStation. I don't want to play. I don't want to play it at all. I don't want to play none of those games. I don't want to play 2K. I don't want to play Madden. I don't want to play. I don't even want to play Black Ops 4. Like I just strictly want to play this game. And I already knew that when I got invited out that I was going to feel that way. I already knew.
Play to his ability, especially with it being kill streaks now.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. You just post up and he got a ton of kills for you. Not a lot of time.
Yeah, I've seen Drifter and T Martin at the event.
Basically, kind of
cool dudes.
TP in game one is almost what you'd expect to see from Kataga
Yeah,
here.
cool dudes.
What were they hit with at the HUD?
But yeah, it's
maybe a counter UAV.
I think
it could be. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I wasn't sure if it was like a
Battle Royale. No, I don't know.
With the counter UAV.
We didn't get no like talks about it.
Yeah, here's Kataga.
But there was like it was one thing, right? Where they was like explaining the large scale maps, right? And then the crazy thing is, right, everybody's so like on edge. So when they showed the map, it said Battle Royale type map. So everybody was like, is this Battle Royale? So it was kind of funny. I think that was the troll. I think they trolled on that one. But I don't know. I don't know if Battle Royale's in this game. Like I said, I ain't hear nothing really about it. So I really don't know. Even if it is in the game, I think it will probably fit perfectly, even though I don't want Battle Royale in this Call of Duty because I feel like it doesn't need it to succeed. But if Activision or Infinity Ward wants to add it, I mean, go ahead. It's going to be fun, of course.
That's what TP was talking about in that interview, is that he had that on and he would go on like a 3 or 4 kill streak. He'd call on that personal radar and that mini map would pop up and notify you where things were on the map.
And hey, just one quick
Yep, it's gonna be fun. Like
because we've been talking a lot
the
about
M13 and the M4 is probably gonna be the best guns in the game. The AUG SMG is god tier. AK-47 chain is basically is still top tier. Like it seems like every year the AK just gets better. Like I don't know what it is.
Chance to do that, as well as a lot of these streamers. I'm sure they're gonna be putting in time with the beta, but we are in our second map of our 4 6v6s that are going to be played. Then we have the 10v10, the 20v20, the 2v2 gunfight bracket that's going to go down. So a ton of action. I know there's been
how did you get invited out?
To see a lot
making videos, being positive, staying consistent. Well, not really consistent, but
3 or so hours
just supporting the game, understanding where Call of Duty needs to be. And since Treyarch has, you know, another year, but they're helping next year. Well, this is the main project. It's the same thing, you know. Just talk about the good time that you had and what they need to do, and maybe they might come across your videos and find it some great information, you know.
That's all right. His team won, right? W. Yeah. That's what the doc's about, getting W's.
That's the mentality I have to keep. As long as you win, Joe.
I feel like Doc, if anyone, is probably a team player, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll run with anybody. If I stream, like, because I know there's going to be days where I'm not going to want to stream and just strictly pull a probably 10 to 18 hour just gameplay session, just playing the game over and over. So I would play. I'll play with subs anyway. Like, I mean, play with anybody, to be honest. It's just there's gonna be some days where I'm just gonna want to grind. I feel like the first like launch night, I will play with subs and stuff, but I'm pretty sure most of my subs probably have school and shit. So
just how the game can really adapt to whatever your playstyle is. Like, for example, you guys, you're always going to be more aggressive than me and Clip, but the game works both ways.
Yeah, I think that too, and then how they sort of change their weapons as time goes on, right? Right now, people are just trying to put on a show. Like Jack's
I'm not like that.
Taga's doing with the M4. As
Hollywood,
you get into an hour or so, they're going to try out the different snipers.
Definitely not
all
Hollywood.
These different crazy weapon
Far from
attachments.
it.
It's going to be fun, because you know later on that's what they're going to try to do.
Absolutely. Thank you, Joe. But before we do hop into the next 6v6, we've got Christine Leahy on the floor with Miss Vixen.
Yes, I have Miss Vixen here. So I was just standing here watching you play. I think you might be one of the most vocal players out here. Does that help you in your game?
Relieve stress in a way, you know, you just got to be vocal about it, communicate with your team, obviously, so yeah, it helps a lot.
So you told me this game wasn't exactly your best, but the one before was great. What do you think of the game so far?
I really love it. I like my favorite thing is probably the decoys in there. They brought that in there, so it's easy to distract the enemy. They think that you're in one area and then you just rotate around them, so it helps.
I'll probably max out the beta twice. Played on the Xbox and the PlayStation.
But there's a few other perks in there that I'm still trying to tweak and figure out how to use them with certain guns.
The FAMAS is
so
pretty
far,
good.
I love it.
Okay, so this next
That's
one,
definitely going to be a fan favorite.
Search and Destroy, I was awesome. Team Deathmatch was a little bit of a struggle because I didn't know the map.
Yeah, that's going to be a fan favorite gun. Again.
Faith in you. Maven, back over to you.
Thank you so much. All right, so awesome to hear.
It's a huge one.
It is a stress reliever.
Definitely huge. Like I said, anybody can do it.
I want to get loud. I want to let people know I dominate them, and when I get killed, there's an excuse every single time that I like that. But no, I like that.
Yeah, day one, like launch night at like 12.
Clip to rewatch it to make sure
day one, it's like, yo, there's so many noobs on.
It's either that or you blaming Copper. So
I have a German short hair pointer that is very high energy, and at times he literally rips my headphones off and jumps on my back, pulls my controller out of my hand. Those are valid excuses, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, he just thinks they're chew toys. So.
He does.
Great toys.
We have not done a good job training him at all, but I love him very much. We haven't done a good. I just give him treats.
Okay.
I just buy him toys constantly. It's all I do. Half of my money is spent on dog toys.
It's a well looked after pup. That's what matters.
That is true.
And that
is true. I believe we're just kind of waiting on the other 6v6 because we got a couple pods going down. We mentioned there's 36 streamers here, so one of the games has ended. We're waiting for the other one to wrap up before we get into our next map and mode as we continue through.
Well, before we jump into the next game, I think it was what Dr. Disrespect. You said went 4-8, right?
Oh,
pretty poor performance. And I see Censor's getting ready to talk to the Doc himself. Doug, you got to find out what happened to the Doc in that last game.
Yeah, so I'm live right now with the two-time Blockbuster champion, the one and only, the Mr. Dr. Disrespect. He's just taking his time, guys. He deserves it, man. He's a two-time champion. He wants to take his time. Just let him gather his thoughts. Honestly, Doc, I was sitting here behind you. First of all, I have to say, I'm a huge fan. I need to shake your hand, man.
I seen everybody's reaction on Twitter, and it's just completely positive.
So I was watching.
So if it's positive, that means that the game is just going to be like overloading.
I just had to be
Like as soon as they see the positivity, they gonna be like, all right, we gotta add this, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. Watch, I'm telling you, y'all, this is the game. This is the game.
I challenge myself internally.
And I'm gonna come out with my first impressions of the game, pros and cons. I'm still trying to let it marinate.
It didn't work. I'm gonna tell you right now. That's gonna
What was your favorite gun you used? The AUG SMG. AUG SMG was a laser. It had no recoil. If you add, was it the vertical grip? It was done. Like cross map.
We appreciate your time, Doc.
It was a shreddy gun.
Back to you, Clint.
That was intense.
Yeah, it was a shreddy gun. I was there yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, 2 days ago. This is like a different event for like the Twitch streamers and shit.
I can't blame him. I do it sometimes.
Sometimes I challenge myself, you know, playing with one hand, closing my eyes.
Naturally.
You think he's actually going to turn it around, Joe?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a lot better in the next game.
Yeah.
I'm not too confident.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was a mistake. Like Ubisoft released all these games.
Yeah.
They release like at least 4 games a year, and maybe one of them will be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like Breakpoint is not going to be a game-breaking type of game. Like, everybody has to play it. I really don't know. But I don't know.
Cyber Attack. This is it's a new mojo. We got a little bit of hands-on experience with this one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mixture of like old school sabotage. There's one bomb with like a search and destroy. You can respawn. It's like round-based. It's a lot of fun.
You can pick up your teammates as well.
Cyber Attack was really fun.
That was something else that you can do when it comes to Cyber Attack. This is
the first time I think anyone's seen this, right? Like I don't think there's been anything.
No, yeah.
Like I gotta get my setup right for Modern Warfare, man. I need a new PC. I need a camera, bro. Oh
Very, very cool.
Like I need a whole different setup.
You know, get into the beta, get into the release later this year, but we'll kind of talk you through it and how it works once we get into it.
A lot of the guns have crazy recoil. No.
It
It looks crazy on screen. Like it looks like it's all over the place. But it's really not. Like if you could hit the first like 3 or 4 shots, you're good. Yep, you're good.
I can't wait because I know no matter where
Yeah,
you come
Doc's
from,
goated.
no matter what your background is, everyone has that little bit of competitor in them. You know, no one likes losing. No one likes losing.
I really want to see some snipers, man. I want to see Stroud pull that sniper back out. I know he got a little bit frustrated in the beginning. I want to see him pull it back out in the next game we watch him play and see what some of these players can do because we have some great snipers in this room.
We sure do.
I'm just laughing at it. I'm still thinking about like Doc because not only do we have obviously our main broadcast.
Yeah, Doc's a goated.
But all these guys are on their personal.
Like I said, I'm.
To make it cooked.
Oh,
Twitch chat was probably not generous for him, but I mean, looking around the room.
Yeah, it's just Ubisoft, bro.
There's still so many other.
That's the only thing is Ubisoft is.
Players that we have to look
like I said, they come out with all these games every year, and maybe one of them actually do really
I'm not
good.
necessarily sure what gameplay we're going to get out of there, but I had a chance yesterday to mess with some of his settings, so I'm curious to see if he's going to realize.
You messed with his stuff?
No. Absolutely. Messed with all of his settings.
Sabotaging him, man.
Yes, absolutely.
Wait, no, you actually did that?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, he's probably fixed it by now, right?
No, I don't think he has.
Oh, no.
Ben, you're a bully.
No, Legion is one of my favorite personalities in Call of Duty.
Exactly. He's so funny.
He's musically gifted, too.
Yeah,
Country Greg?
He's an artist, man.
Yeah, no, he's something.
Shout out to Country Greg one time.
All right, well, we're into the next
Then
one. Cyber Attack.
the perks, right? You got Scavenger, Overkill, High Alert, like
as well. See what he runs with.
Man, like we got a bunch of OG perks, new perks. It's just a perfect mix.
Cyber Attack. Let's get into it.
Speaking of
You
Legion,
can't beat this game.
They're on the opposite team, so we'll see
You
how they
can't.
are.
Okay.
Then to get the zombie master.
But you'll see, there's one bomb on this one.
Then they got the stopping power as like a field upgrade. Basically like bigger hollows, I guess.
EMP
And it's like
get it to the opponent's data center.
And I'm curious if
man,
the players realize.
Oh yeah, autogen.
Exactly what kind of the situation is. Because
Yep, the game's autogen, but you got stims in there. How's the weapon balancing looking so far? I haven't really ran across like a weapon that was just unstoppable.
you can get them back.
Okay,
up,
I'm gonna
right?
say
You can
this.
Finish the kills. Like I'm trying to remember. We only
If
played
I
this
see you
once.
first, I'm gonna kill
You
you.
might be able to. There's like a finishing.
That's
move,
how it
so.
goes.
But you have to
But
go
if you got really bad
That's what
aim,
it
I'm
is,
gonna
yeah.
kill you.
Well, one
You
of
know
the
what I'm
players thought
saying?
they didn't see that res
Like
symbol. We
it's
saw
like
the
that.
symbol when we played. That's why I was wondering if we're in a different
And
mode
that's
than we
I ain't
thought.
gonna lie. I really like that
No,
type
you
of
can see
thing.
that.
Like if
Oh,
I
you
see
do?
you first,
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
kill you.
Oh, there it is. You're right.
Unless I
Okay.
miss. If I miss a
I
couple
didn't see it when
shots
they
and you
first
see
got
me
drops,
and you turn around and I'm still
Personal
missing
range
and you're
shots
hitting
at
me,
2v3.
flinch and
You said
shit.
round one, you
Okay,
may as
that's
well.
how I like
Yeah,
Call of
but now it's
Duty.
a 1v3.
You know, but since everybody now got like good aim, it's gonna be kind of hard to react back and kill somebody. But that's how it is. Like you see the M4 right here, it seems like it's all over the place, but it's not.
There's three up top. There's three
It's not.
down low, and the problem is if you saw the door there. If you don't make a play through the door early, you're just going to be trapped in nameless.
Yeah,
It seems like the weapons are really aggressive. Like when you shoot them, and that's how it is in real life too. You can't just, you know, hold down the trigger with, I don't know, like a Scar H. Like you can't do it. It's gonna have a lot of recoil. That's how it is in real life. So with this game, it's the same way.
So each round, you know, gives you a different look.
6v2 already. I mean, that was blink and you miss it type of stuff. 6v1.
So you gotta have that realism with Modern Warfare, and Modern Warfare got that realism.
Yeah, that's great. You know, in that next round, you can, if there's a spot in the map that you prefer, you can go over there.
What's going on? It's like, that was easy. Yeah, we're winning around so quickly.
No, it's auto-gen. Like the base, when you get hit,
Wait, is that it?
Yeah,
it's auto-gen. But you can have a tactical, which is a stim shot, just like how in Black Ops 4. So if you're getting shot and you got the tactical stim shot and it's like auto regen, you can still have the stim shot and you'll just regen faster. That's all it is. That's all it is.
You know, one of the slower placed AR players. I mean,
But it's cool that they still got in the game because I ain't gonna lie, when I was playing Modern Warfare, I was actually hitting X to stem shot myself. But I'm like, damn, it's not Black Ops 4. So if you want to have that as a tactical, you can. It'll be very clutch because everybody knows how to use it. So I think that's a huge plus too. I'm glad they got that in the game.
Got it. All right, so enemy has the bomb.
Little marksman rifle action.
Curious to see how this is going to be reacted. 3 versus 4. It is obviously something we haven't touched on because we haven't even seen it yet. Very, very quick plant times as well. When you get over there, it's really, really quick to put that thing down.
Yeah, I think everybody's still getting used to it, right? So just playing around.
So look at his screen. Look at his screen. All the reses available.
Legion's going to clutch this 1v5.
Do you think he plays it selfish and goes for the clutch with the kills, or does he go for the reses?
Well, the enemy bombs aren't, so there we go. He has to disable it.
Well, now he's screwed.
So you can see he's got the...
And throw knives is crazy on this game. Like it's not no over the head, charge it up and then throw it. You can just throw it.
I guess it's tough to get
like
when you have the 30 seconds on the clock to actually get through.
So much. Oh my gosh! Like
quick, wasn't it? It was a couple seconds, I think. Yeah.
I'm getting dark. I'm gonna go pre-order today. After I'm done live streaming, I'm probably gonna actually go there and pre-order my Dark Edition.
Just really taking control of the other
It's like
side.
2.5 seconds, I want to say.
Yep, something around there. But 2-1. Finally, red team gets their first round.
Yep, $200. Yep.
Not able to clutch
He is trying to run.
I probably put like $30 on it a week.
Still learning.
Yeah.
So when the game actually comes out, it's
He
done.
sees 2 top window, head gets peeled, and we'll see it.
So I'll go to that midnight reveal, and then, like I said, I already got it on PlayStation. I already got the $100 version on PlayStation, and then I gotta get those night goggles, bro. And when you held them in person, they was really heavy.
That's right, tacticals and lethals.
So they got some good quality on them.
I mean, that's something the guys were saying though. Like, if there's a door that you can open, you can just kind of throw your stun at it, and it's gonna open up.
Yeah, got some good ass quality.
There's ways that you can very strategically and very intelligently just kind of set things up.
What's cool as well, Ben, is with those doors, you know, that you were just talking about, you can kind of crack it open, throw something in there, and then close it. Yep. So you don't have to fully.
Shotgun's got a lot of range in Modern Warfare.
We were playing one
I don't know how a lot of people will react to that. Shotguns in real life have a lot of range too, but in a video game, people would rather have it, you know, not too much. You know.
I remember I was looking at Ben yesterday, and I kept opening and closing the door. He would make me one shot. I'm like, no, you have to come to me.
It was like the juggernaut in the trailer, bro. That was literally me.
So you got it, and I feel bad. Why you feel bad? You're crazy.
Never been known for your subtlety.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, the goggles work. Yes, they do.
What is it, 2-2 now?
2-2, yeah. It's actually become a bit of a close game, and there's a glance at the stats.
Syndicate put his headphones on. I mean,
I'm telling you, man, this is. If anybody wants to play COD, is this game. Like, if you stop playing Call of Duty,
I guess I shouldn't criticize him as he's more
and you just didn't like the way it was going, you know, because I feel Call of Duty did have some personality issues. It did. They really didn't know which way to go. Then they would do something crazy, and yeah, that's true. But this one, I feel like this. I'm not gonna hype it. I'm gonna say this. I feel like this one is gonna put
You can see the shot.
the franchise, like the name, back in line. Like it's gonna have a good direction. Like it's gonna be a year where it's like, okay, Modern Warfare was good, so what's next? And then if Treyarch can come out with like a Black Ops 1 reboot, and it's this crazy ass Black Ops 1 type of game or type of feel, it will be like the perfect plan. You know what I'm saying? So if they can do that, it will be crazy.
You can't res your teammates.
Were the goggles good? Yeah, of course.
See it change from a 3v1 to a 3v2 as the res came through.
Both teams. It's also cool when you're down, you can spectate
It's
your
about
teammates
3K
and
my
kinda
currency.
direct
I'm gonna have
them
to
where you're
settle
at.
for the basic edition
What's up, dude? He just smoked
with
both
that
the
Captain
perks.
Price. Hey man, whatever you can get, like you don't have to get it. You know, like don't make it a priority to spend all your money because everybody else is getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like just get what you can because
Let's see it.
just playing the base game is probably gonna be enough for you. Like you're probably never really gonna use the goggles. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna use them when you're playing the game, right? It's just more gonna be like a more of a like a souvenir type of thing, like a bragging right. So you can get the the regular edition and it'll be just as fine. Like get whatever you can afford. You know, don't go over the top.
Learning. I think it's Syndicate that's popped up there a couple of times. No one home though. It's a tough spot.
You've been waiting
2v6.
Somebody just
Modern
died by
Warfare for a while. You think
looks
this is
like
the
a
one?
shovel in the kill feed.
Like I said, I'm not gonna hype it because every year I always get in that honeymoon phase, and I end up saying something, and then people be like, "Oh, month down the line, remember you said this?" Yeah, so I'm gonna say this: this game will get the franchise back in line. Like it really will. Like it got that. It got that. It already has the potential, and the potential is already being met. Remember, I was saying like how COD World War II and Black Ops 4 had a potential that it could have been like one of the greatest, and it did. But I feel like Modern Warfare has already got the potential, and it's already there. It's just if they push it even more, it will be probably considered the greatest Call of Duty of all time. That's what I'm gonna say. It will get the franchise back in line.
It won't be too, but if I'm not mistaken, the EMP's still up there.
Yeah, the hype train, everybody's on it. Like
to the other team's data center.
The hype train is through the roof. Like it's not stopping. Everybody's jumping on. And it's absolutely crazy. I hope it has value to it, and there is only some made. Yeah.
This is the coolest round we've had.
What's your favorite operator so far?
Right, when you're playing a new game for the first time, you don't.
I really don't know.
You're like, oh,
I'm not even gonna choose one.
Revive your
I don't care. Like to be honest.
Sure enough, players reviving each other. Bomb
I
now.
don't really care.
Picked up 3 versus 2. Reverse the map, 4v1. Then honestly, blue team should close this out now. This should be 3-3 game.
From what I've seen, they look legit.
So we'll see if she can make a couple.
Yeah, there's some good quality headsets. I've seen them in person, and they felt good. Like, telling you, bro.
No, and he's set up with the burst gun.
I can't really say what my favorite operator is right now. I have to play the game more.
Well, here's a look at Kitty.
It was a 1v5 all of a sudden for a second there.
I think she just blew someone up with a rocket. I think that's
that Desert Eagle got some kick to it though.
She's gone for.
Well, she's on the opposite side.
It's 13 seconds left at this point. There's absolutely nothing you can do. You may as well just revive your team and give yourself some points on the scoreboard. Pat stat or stat pad. Makes sense, right? And round over.
It's probably best she didn't run to that burst gun. She would have died for sure.
Well, I mean, you don't want to feed kill streaks either, right? You got to think about that too. Play your life. Smart decisions coming out of
that position was amazing up top on that rooftop with that burst gun. You can just dominate.
Yeah, it's as I said, it's such a strong weapon.
Oh yeah,
it really is. And you get stopping power on there as well.
I think my job in this is just gonna be running around rezzing people.
I mean, you're pretty good at that.
You'd be good at that job too.
Support player.
I would.
You're back.
It's your time to shine.
Syndicate's 13-6 now.
He's really good at Call of Duty.
Yeah, Tom's good.
Yeah. Should really be no surprise. I mean, he's another one of those guys who's played for so many years. But naturally, he's the type of guy who can just kind of pick it up and be like, all right, I get how this works. It's Call of Duty.
See, and another thing, people have been
so
saying
cool,
that,
the crossplay element.
like, you know,
it's just been something
microtransactions
wanting for
is
so
just
long
gonna
to see
kill
them
the
compete
game.
against each other. It's awesome. Oh my
I
Lord,
can't really
it's insane.
say that it will. I doubt that it will.
That's Kitty. That's Kitty.
But
She's fine with it. 6v2.
if they could do the microtransactions right,
I'd like to try that out.
since there's no season pass, stuff like that.
Just lie.
If they can just
Like, I'm using a shotgun.
maneuver it just right to where people can actually get it, and not just have it where it's like overpriced and then people are complaining.
I feel sorry for her with that last player.
I think
You're about to fold.
I think we'll have a good year with micros.
4-3.
If they can keep it cosmetic only, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have weapons in the game where you're gonna probably have to buy, and hopefully the weapons don't cost like $20. I think that's a big thing for everybody. If the weapons can go for like
Match point.
$5, $10, then okay. But if they're gonna be, you know, kind of locked behind the paywall, then that's gonna turn people away, though. That's the thing. It's gonna turn people away, and people's not gonna want to play the game, regardless of how good it is. People will just completely just hate the game.
Let's go, Big Tom. He just goes soaring in, shots in, doesn't finish anything. He's frustrated at the fact he doesn't finish the kill. Yeah, he's like, how? Well, Tom, there are 3. Okay, well, he did get hit by her.
I mean, he was team shot there.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no Galil in the game.
There's really nothing he can do. He's feeling overzealous. Very ambitious challenges. Legion, he's spectating,
So, yeah,
waiting for a
man.
teammate to revive him.
It looks like we're going to end up going to the final clinching round here, right?
I think we will. 4-4.
Match point.
All comes down to this.
The tension is building.
It's a great game right now.
Legion doesn't know where he is if you've been watching his face at all.
Still figuring out.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to point out. No. So, because I messed with his settings, I did actually make him the same class I made Jack with a very strong assault rifle, and look what he's reverted to in the final round. This is where Legion is gonna fry. I guarantee you, he's gonna fry.
Well, we're seeing Doug, and you see bottom left just watching Kitty, because Kitty's got that burst gun.
She's going to clutch in round 9. Well, that car just got smoked.
Yeah, earlier in the game, people kept going to that wall, and you know they started to pre-aim it. So
Hop in the wall. Yeah, that was not smart.
Yeah,
nice shots.
It was working.
First blood.
People didn't realize, but now they're like, yeah, we can't go there.
Oh, easy.
Shoot through the wall. Ooh.
So, 5v5. Legion does pick up a pick.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go to GameStop
Right
and
now, she's trying to flank that guy though.
Sneaky.
after the live stream's over, I'll probably, I don't know if I'm gonna pay it in full, which I probably actually am.
She got tracker on. She can see the footsteps.
Oh. Chasing him down.
Where'd this guy go?
He's
You
running.
can just pick up the bomb and run.
Running for his life right now.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there's 2 there.
The
But
bait
Legion
switch.
Legion is right there though, so potential for maybe some trades. Yeah, Legion just hopped straight on the
He's going
revive.
straight for the revive, yeah.
So smart from Legion.
Oh, no, I think he got the kill too. So he did trade the kill and got the revive. But 3 of his teammates dropped right after that.
Uh-oh. 2v5 now.
It's
Oh, it's
Kitty
all
and
down to
Legion.
Legion. A 1v5.
To go for
I
a
think
res.
Thorben has like 60 kills in this round. He's popped up with the kill feed so many times.
She had some time to work with.
This is the most pressure Legion's ever felt.
Legion has the bomb, so they can't go and play. So they have to kill him right now. So if he can win maybe a one-on-one and res one of his teammates, he has a chance. But he has to win that.
Thought about it, but he knows the other team know where he is. Legion trapped in a corner, nowhere to hide.
So what's cool about
Yeah,
it is you
man.
can force people to challenge you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
You know, oh my gosh.
in some game modes in the past. I like it.
It's tough being a
It's
COD guy. You know, you play the game and then you have to wait. Oh, it's like almost it's worse than waiting for Christmas or something like that. Like it's like that.
To an interview, I think we've got Doug Sitzer Martin down
Yep,
on the
it's
floor
like
with
that.
Kitty. They're off a tough round loss. It was tough to watch, Doug.
Clint, it was tough to watch indeed. Kitty, First of all, how you doing today?
I'm so great. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited.
How you
to
feel
be
about
here.
the mini
I'm a little
map?
jealous of you, like I've been saying.
Personally,
I've been
UAVs
doing
is
so
easy
far.
to
I wanna
get.
be on these sticks,
It's
but
like 2
honestly,
kills. Like, who can't get 2 kills, right?
you got the gunny.
And
You
then
Vermont,
with
like,
the
you got one
compass
versus people left
actually
and right. Your team let you
having
down in that
like
final round.
pings of
What are your thoughts on
people
that last game you
shooting,
just played?
I think that's
It was really
almost
fun.
better
Now
than
that
the
I found a
mini map.
loadout that I'm comfortable with and a sensitivity
Like,
that
I
I'm
feel like you're gonna
comfortable
have to
with,
have
and
some
getting to know
type
the
of
maps
skill
better,
and
it's feeling a lot
knowledge
better,
to
and
know how to
we're getting a
read
little
the
bit of
compass.
communication out of the team. I think
You
we
know
could
what I'm
use a little bit
saying?
more
You don't
'cause
have to,
there's some pros
like,
on
you
the
can't
other
just
team,
look at the
but I'm
mini
having a lot of
map
fun.
These players are getting to the
and
point now
go
where they're
to that red
understanding the
dot
game,
when
they're
somebody
feeling more
shoots,
comfortable.
unless
Now
they
we're
have a
gonna actually
suppressor,
see
so they won't ping
some
on the
of the
map.
best Call of Duty gameplay at this
I
reveal.
feel like
Clint,
this one with
back
the
to you.
compass, you gotta know, like, okay, he's over there northwest, but the pings is quick. Like, you can see him on the compass, like, if they're shooting, it's gonna vibrate, like, it's gonna go in and out. Or when they just shot a little bit, then it's gonna like, it's weird, but it's gonna take some time getting used to. And like I said, everybody's gonna be so new to the game that it's gonna have some
Yeah, Syndicate just told me
people
that
gonna
it
have
was
to get
going really
some
well for
getting
him
used to.
until they lost.
For
So
real.
he was doing well for a little
The
bit.
Gunsmith is great.
heard that you
There's like
created
there's
quite
so
a
much
stir a couple of months
customization
ago.
in
You kind of
Modern
gave away
Warfare.
what was happening today. So now that you've gotten a chance to play the new Call
Y'all
of
don't
Duty, what do you
understand.
think?
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Guys don't
honestly.
understand,
I'm
man.
sorry to all the studios
So much
for filming in the back of
customization,
a
just
car
so
and
much
you could see
everything,
Infinity
like
Ward's like windows, and everyone was like,
everything.
Put it together like detectives, but the game's amazing. So much like the feedback when people like saw the first bit of information was, oh, like it looks like it plays solid, it doesn't like plays like COD. It does. It does. Everyone's seen it right now in the chat, and they're absolutely loving it, and I'm absolutely stomping. I did just go 14-8. Double the enemy team score and still lost. So.
Yeah, so what happened if it was going so well for you?
Well, you know, you could ask my teammates. I'd like to ask the person who went 1-7.
Can we go over here? Oh wow, wow, that was harsh. He says it wasn't me.
I came back.
Blaming it on your teammates.
I was a good enough teammate. I think I just went like full COD mode. I went running around, just waited to slay out. It's exactly what I did. But I should have been a teammate, clutched up, and unfortunately I didn't. So I'm sorry about that.
Okay, better luck next time.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Tom. Nice try.
I mean, we did see him jump over a crate and run into 4
and then go.
Yeah.
But he said he was just in, full
I mean,
COD mode.
we would call that an ego challenge.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a confident play out of Tom right there.
Yeah, playing well. I mean, he just tried to make the play. It didn't work out. I love how he blamed his teammates. Sat next to Legion. Legion instantly was like, "Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm not to blame for this situation."
Do you care about no more pick 10? I don't care about it
because now it's going to be something very
at
different.
all.
So we saw obviously the
like
cyber
people
attack.
make
Now
like pick 10 is cool.
Getting into the dark mode. Now,
You know, but I really don't care.
This. You know, you saw. We saw
like that's just how it is.
Dark
Like
Edition
I
that's gonna
really
come in
don't
with the launch
care.
of the game. This is the dark mode. We had a chance to play the.
Like I said, pick 10 is cool, man.
It's freaky.
You know,
awesome.
I'm gonna miss it, of course. But it's not like it's not gonna deter me from playing this game.
Versions of these
You know what I'm saying?
But it changes
like,
the way
it's just
you
not
play
gonna do it.
completely.
Yeah, you absolutely can. And I mean, you have the option to turn on and turn off your night vision goggles. But I'll be honest, like
Yeah,
some
we
of us
do.
who are testing it, you can't see
Wings.
much. You can hardly see anything
Yo,
without
Wings.
your night vision goggles on. And
Wings is
of
a
course, if
troll,
you
too.
aim in with your night vision goggles, your laser pointer is out, so the enemy team can see you. So you have to make the.
I can't wait to go to
decision, when am
GameStop.
I gonna zoom in,
Blow
when am I
$200,
not?
right?
So it's tough. It's a lot of fun though.
And with the
Oh
dark
my
mode, the dark
gosh.
maps, there also is again the Dark Edition. You can pre-order that now, and it is limited. It comes with the night vision goggles. It comes with all the camos and skins you guys see.
Like look at
It's
look at
truly
those
incredible,
goggles.
and that
Who
is a
doesn't
phenomenal
want
deal.
that?
So if you
Like
go ahead and
who
pre-order
doesn't
it,
want
you
those
can
goggles?
get that done.
Please tell me
One
who.
of the coolest editions we've
Who
ever had
does
in
not
Call
want
of Duty.
those?
But now we're gonna kind of show off.
Come on,
so
man.
much research into night vision.
They're so fun.
I can't
Like,
be
come
the
on,
only
man.
kid that like. I don't remember why or when it was, but like I remember growing up, there was a point where I thought night vision
Like,
goggles
come
were the
on,
single
man.
coolest thing in the entire world, and I wanted them. And I asked my parents
yesterday. I was mind blown.
and my parents were like, "Those cost thousands and thousands of dollars." I was like, "Oh, that's tough. I'm not getting that." But
Now you can.
oh yeah, no, we already discussed this at length. We're taking those with us.
Absolutely.
We'll play tag tonight, dude, in the dark. Sure about this.
No, we're not gonna do
Are
that.
we too old
Matter
for
of
tag?
fact, let's
No,
run.
you're never too old for tag.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you
We're
guys
going in the
can.
game.
I'm out though.
All right, let's get right into it. This is going to be some thrilling stuff. Again, never before seen multiplayer footage and gameplay from all these streamers here in attendance in Los Angeles. Thanks to Infinity Ward for having everybody out. But now let's check one of the night versions of the map. It's about to get spooky.
And they're playing with realism as well, and what that is, that takes away the HUD. And it is just, It's insane. It's a very realistic experience.
It's a very different type of experience.
Here's the sniper.
It's going to take players maybe a get used to. Of course, team ups for the sniper.
So we didn't use this sniper when we played this.
So this is the NVG map.
When you snipe, you can fully ADS.
I wish he would take off his goggles so you can see how pitch black it is.
Your ADS looks up.
It's completely dark.
Yeah, you tilt your gun with the laser, but every time he aims, I need everyone to realize you can see the lasers being aimed. That's your kind of indication. Oh, someone's close.
It almost looks like trailer footage, right? Like if it
Like
wasn't
look
for the
at
names
like
of your
look at
teammates,
like you can see the tracers.
Pre-rendered video.
Like
Yeah, it looks really immersive.
they
This
did
looks like
such a
fun. I
good
didn't get a chance
job
to
with
play
this
yet,
game.
but, you know, having that night vision
Like,
on and being in
holy
this
shit.
cave too just looks a bit scary.
And again, you can take your night vision off, but as kind of Merc teased, probably don't recommend it. It's pretty dark.
There's like some I don't know. There's some flames that'll help you out. There's some lights in the cave, but again, you cannot see much.
Well, he finally tries to find an opening, ends up getting flanked. So no kill in for TP.
This is where
changes classes.
This is where Teep's going to pull out the.
I'll say MP5, but you can see. So when he zooms in, that laser comes out.
So you can't see it until that, correct?
Correct.
Yep. And that's kind of what you use to guide your aim, if you will. The laser pretty much perfectly shows you where the bullets are.
I'm just imagining playing against like Maven in this, and he's just in a random corner. And
I'm gonna be laying down somewhere. For
That's
some reason,
basically what you did when we played this.
No,
you
laid
down in the grass.
Did you ever see The Descent, like that scary movie in the caves when you were a kid?
No.
This makes me think
that movie.
of Alien.
For some reason, it makes me think of The Descent, man. I think there's gonna be monsters coming out of the corners.
Kid?
Oh yeah. So you were in
55 years.
You were in the womb. Yeah.
I wasn't leaving. That was a long time ago.
Oh, here we go. Teep with a chance to pick up a couple of kills, and again, realism on. So you just gotta have to.
Bullets, one bullet to the head, like it's quick.
Well, it's different too because you don't have like the normal hit markers too.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, I remember when we first played it, I was like, I couldn't.
Is he dead?
Tell. Yes, exactly. But no, the realism of it is wild.
You can just see how like cautious he's playing because it's hard to even like where are my teammates, where are the fights going down. It's so hard, with that realism mode on.
Yeah, teamwork and communication gonna have to be on point. But you can see it looks like they've got a personal radar in top left for Shroud.
Some nice shots there as well from Shroud. Some very, very nice shots. And this was actually the map that we played, the night map. And it was what? The outside area.
Right there, I'm jumping back.
Yeah, dumb out. And
see,
that was a perfect moment. Yeah, it took off the night vision. Yeah.
Yeah, the noob's gonna hate the no score streaks.
No, but I think no was just
for sure. The kill streaks is gonna separate. Yeah, kill streaks is gonna separate everybody. That's actually a good point.
Not using it.
2 kills for UAV, so Hardline makes only 1 kill. Yeah.
Because it looked like he
Yeah,
was
so
just
1
running
kill,
around
you
with
get
the
it.
shotgun.
It's like I'm gonna kill everybody. There's a quick glance at
close game.
The scoreboard, very close, 24-23, and that's something again.
This looks like it was exactly from the trailer we just saw. Yeah, this is the MVG. This is MVG map.
They
It's at
talked
night.
about sort of going away from sort of the arena style maps
And,
towards, like the realistic maps.
I wish somebody would take off their
I
goggles.
found myself like trying to learn it as well. Exactly. Yeah. Where can I go? That's just going to come obviously with putting time into the game, but it's like you're in this little like realistic sandbox and you get to discover everything. It's
the best advice you can really give when people start playing.
She's like, look at the AK. Like, it's so much recoil with the AK.
You don't want the other team to get the information. They'll see your laser sight. You want to try and keep yourself hidden for as long as possible. Otherwise, exactly what happened to Mitt there.
I thought he got.
Yeah, that's the new engine.
For a second,
well, he saw like 3 people
M13 with the laser sight.
Frustrated, then just gets popped.
Insane. You see how dark it is? Crazy shit, man. It's a little too realistic.
How many maps this is going to be for? Like, I know they said the dark mode is for some maps. Is it every map or just a handful of them?
I think it's a handful.
Yeah, no, I think that makes more sense. I just couldn't remember if they broke that down when we had them up here.
Yeah, we're seeing the action start to take place, outside now. The cave got a little bit too scary for these guys. They didn't know where they were dying from.
Well, it feels like you can get like better power positions and height in some of these buildings versus, the cave is terrifying.
Yeah, it's just scary.
There's a lot of corners that you have to check as well, which is always tough as players making their way back into
What's the score?
Well, I feel like this is going to be, so I've never been like the biggest hardcore
I don't think it tells you.
Obviously there's a giant community for that. Like I feel like this is going to be awesome.
I mean,
for someone that loves like the hardcore side.
Call of Duty 4 was when the hardcore community really just took off, and it was massive back then. People loved it.
So I feel like this has got to be something they'd be into.
Absolutely.
Right?
No, but
you see the Claymore?
Oh, that'd be so.
Oh, he got a gunship!
How did he manage to get?
Oh, he got the gunship at night, bro. Look, see? How are you gonna see? Look at that shit, man.
This is actually gonna be.
Look at that.
But they're inside, are they not?
I mean, he's not gonna know either when he hits him.
Oh, he'll know. So that red square is going to disappear.
He's like, they're in there.
Well,
Do you
now
see that?
funneled everyone into the cave.
Well, his teammates are picking up some kills right now. We just saw 2 of the squares drop.
Yeah, he's basically a UAV for his
See, look, everybody's in the
There's fire. I don't think he realizes what's in the sky right now.
It's kind of hard to hit everything because of the terrain, but he's dead. Look at that. Look at that. Hit the spawn, bro. Hit the spawn.
If he predicts this.
Right there.
Up top, yep, up top.
Yep.
Should be good for at least a couple.
That player just spawned up and saw a rocket.
Look at that.
flying From the
Who?
sky.
Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. Noah J got the AC-130 in the cave at night.
Noah is my worst enemy.
You can't see the AC-130. Only thing you can see is the missiles. That's it.
He's smiling. He's having so much fun.
I mean, the score was unbelievably close a few moments ago. It's 54-46 right now.
Yeah, gameplay vids. I got lots of more gameplay. I got lots more gameplay.
We were watching TV,
But
you could see how he was just cautiously
yeah.
checking every corner. Jericho's like,
Check out those
I want a
videos.
challenge. Sprinting straight through that tunnel.
It's basically
You can see
everything we
players
see
getting more
right here.
comfortable with the power positions now.
I mean,
Game
once
was
you,
good,
again,
just
learn the
slowed
map,
down
you learn the power
sprint.
positions,
It looks
especially in
too
a game like
fast. It
this.
took a lot from Rainbow
Makes
Six
things
Siege
a little
trackability,
different.
playing
Well, I think the good thing
elimination
is
code.
they played like
Mechanics
you
and
know,
graphics
one
was
map
great.
on this before.
Yeah.
I think when we jumped
You know, that's
into
your
it, it was
own
also
opinion, you know?
first time on this map. I was like, I don't know.
And
where I am. I
everybody,
just
you know,
stopped
feeds
moving. I
off
was
other
like,
people
I-
in
You've
the
been
industry,
in
though.
the grass. That's what you did. You
this is
lay
my
outside the
part now.
cave and you just kind of waited for people to run.
It's
at
not
you.
just
You're
Call
ready
of
to kill
Duty
them.
that's
This
doing
is
that.
my part of the map. Don't come near me.
That's Maven's domain.
Nice pick there from Jericho. I think he sees the layout. Oh, I think that was a headshot. Nice shot from Jericho.
So it looks like these scopes you can zoom all the way in too.
Yeah, it looks like with the mini reflex, you couldn't aim all the way in, but
Sniper rifle, you definitely can, because that's what we saw team
Yep.
straight off the rip. Didn't use it for very long.
No.
It was a death, and he was
Probably
like,
just depends on the scope, yeah.
let me go to the sub. Very close game, though. I believe it's just down to 4 kills now. We'll see this closed out relatively soon. But again, biggest advice when you hop on this in open beta, don't ADS unnecessarily.
Well, everything just looks so perfect. I mean, not perfect. Nothing's perfect, but I mean, come on, y'all.
He
Like,
doesn't know.
yeah,
So
he
he's
doesn't know, yeah.
he's just kind of hoping.
Killed that guy.
Come
down.
on.
Which is cool, the realism part of it, right? It's like, I don't know if I can push this.
I don't know. Like, if you don't like the game, I
So that's why
understand.
you'll see some
Like,
players
if
be
you
a
might
little
not
bit more
like this
cautious
type of
because
stuff,
if
that's
they're, like,
cool.
shooting through the wall, you won't know.
But like,
Stuff defeat.
you gotta give
75,
respect where it's due,
62.
man.
Unfortunately for Skadoodle and Co, they're not going to win that map.
Actually went faster than I thought it would. Like, I thought the gameplay would slow down quite a bit.
Well, that was
due
the
to
thing.
night vision,
When we played it, we played a very, very slow pace.
We didn't know the map.
We didn't know the map, right? And to Ann and Joe's point, the players have already played that map now. They played Cave once. Now you just kind of put it in night mode. Get a little more used to the swing of things. I think everyone's feeling a little more comfortable here at the multiplayer reveal.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. We're starting to see more kill streaks come into play. Some of the field
We had
orders.
a gunship. We just saw a gunship,
I don't
admittedly.
know how he got that on there, by the way. He
I have no
going
idea.
off of that shotgun.
I wanted him to be able to shoot
wombo
through the
combo.
cave. I wanted to light up everybody. That unfortunately half of the map was in, so he couldn't really get as much. So what do you get? 2-3 kills with it?
I think it was like two, maybe 3.
All right, so nice stuff from Noah Jader and one of the big hitters. You got to think he's
I think we're gonna
obviously
move to the 10v10
long-time
gameplay
Call
now.
of Duty veteran. He's going to be
10v10
getting comfortable with this game
20v20,
quicker than
one
some
of
of the
them.
other streamers we have here, as he's been around the block a couple of times.
Yeah, he's been playing for a really, really long time. And, well, you know, as I said, players getting a lot more comfortable now, maybe.
All right, well, we did get to see the dark mode. We're going to continue with the interviews throughout the course of this after we go in and out of games. This time we've got Sensor on the floor with Orb.
Thank you very much, Clint. I am on the floor right now with Orb. Now, Orb, I just watched the night mode, realism mode for the very first time. Again, I'm very jealous. I'm going to keep on saying that. I want to be playing. But, Orb, how did it feel playing in the night mode?
It felt hectic. It felt like there was a lot going on.
Everything just looks so good. Like,
myself to begin with.
oh
So
my
really, great
gosh,
thing going
I can't
into
play
it.
the game though.
But no, really fun, like a new
Fucking
twist
sucks,
to.
man. I
to
played
Call
it
of
though.
Duty
I played it.
And kind of adding in.
I
kind of
played
that
it. I
realism
know. I know.
factor. And
But like,
definitely
man,
a lot of. There's a tactical change
y'all
essentially,
don't
like how
look.
you play.
You can't
Just
see
because
shit.
you go into night vision mode, that means like you're essentially your laser is gonna point out so people can see you. So like, when do you have it on? When do you take it off?
Yeah,
I wonder if they're gonna
me, when I
have
was watching you
maps.
Right now, 'cause I've never, like,
Okay,
I played
that's
Activision
what
Call
I
of
need to
Duty 4
ask.
Back in the day.
I'm
This
gonna
is something
ask
completely
him.
new. It's gonna be
I'm about to
multiplayer
ask
as
him.
well for all of you guys at home who
That's
wanna play.
what I'm
I
about
think
to.
it'll
I'm
be a
about to.
lot
I
of
gotta
fun to
ask
switch it up.
somebody.
Is this something you could see yourself playing more often?
From time to time. I think, you know, the core Call of Duty is always going to be very key to me, but it's always fun to switch it up, man. Variety is the spice of life. You know, somebody once said that, and I agree with it.
I agree. We all love Call of Duty. We all love when they add new things. I think this mode could be really fun to watch in the future and to play as well, obviously. Maven, back to you.
Orb, Doug, thank you. But yeah, no, I think you kind of nailed it there. The variety, right? If it's not your cup of tea, great. I mean, it is for somebody. There's so much different stuff you can get into within this title.
I think it goes back to the very start of the show, right? When we were asking the devs, how do you come up with change? Like, how do you even change something which has been around so long? It's such a tough thing to do, but the night mode it's a ton of fun. It really is.
All right, we got an interview with Orb, and now I believe next up with Christine Leahy, we have Skadoodle. He was my hero for years.
Your hero. They're
Yes.
saying that you're
I have to
hero
know.
to Maven. Do you know why?
I have to know.
I had a lot of kills.
Have
on
to
the,
know,
on the
man.
leaderboard. But
I
you know,
have to know.
I was just trying to win the game. I didn't want to lose. I'm a huge competitor, so no matter what, like even if it's like a little showcase event, I love just having some fun, you know, running around, and that's what Call of Duty is all about. So.
Skadoodle, I want to ask you the same thing about night mode. You were saying that it's kind of chaotic for you, right?
Yeah, night mode is very chaotic. There's explosions going off everywhere, like communications. No one knows the map right now, so you can go inside the cave. You can do like big flanks. Like there's a lot of angles, and it was night mode, so no one knows what's going on. There's night vision. Like there's lasers everywhere. Like it was very chaotic.
You've got a bit of a different strategy, which I really like. You just told me you're just trying to check out a lot of the guns. You want to check them out and see what they're like.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like a first step kind of thing. You got to feel out the guns. You got to make sure, you know, you're using the best guns, like, you know, who's using what kind of situation. So, yeah, I mean, that's a first step kind of thing.
Do you have a favorite so far?
Well, I'm a big fan of the AK. Generally, in most games, the AK packs a punch. So most of the time, I use the AK a lot because, you know, generally I have some pretty good aim most of the time. So if I can land a few shots early, I usually clean up the kill. So.
All right, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Guys, back to you.
He's my hero because he's my favorite sniper of all time. That's why he's my hero. And Skadoodle, this is my first chance to tell you publicly that I love you.
Okay. That's a lot of love.
A lot of love.
That's amazing, Maven. I'm glad you got to do that.
I'm glad you were able
I wanted to share
that
that
off your chest.
I wanted to share that. But I do think that the night vision goggles are going to be a huge hit with the community, and it's going to be a bit slower, more cautious. I'm curious, like the hardcore side of things, that's where they're really going to want to get into it. Just a reminder, with the night. What is it called? The night version of the game. You can actually get that. You can pre-order that wherever you get your game. So wherever you go to buy your game, wherever you go to pre-order, you can do it there. So it's not just through CallOfDuty.com like I mentioned earlier. You can do it wherever you go to pre-order your games.
You actually get night vision goggles. Yes. Legitimate goggles.
And they're amazing. Like I said, I put them on yesterday, and I was like, these are awesome. Can I take them home with me? They're like, not yet, okay?
I mean, here's what comes with the Dark Edition. I mean, not only that, you get the operators as well, the old school operators from back in our day when we were playing COD 4.
Joel was like showing it to us, and like obviously a room like this, a lot of lights. It's like when you put your hand in front of it, it senses when to go dark.
Yeah, it's super
unreal.
Smart.
It was so cool.
So you can put them on, for example, in a room like this with the lights, and you can see perfectly. Then as soon as the lights go off,
adjust. Just
click.
super.
It's incredible.
Night vision, and it's amazing.
All right, well, we've seen different modes from the cyber attack to the dark modes of the map. So we've seen 4 versions of the 6v6 now, but upcoming, it's time to ramp it up. It's going to be 10 versus 10 on the highly anticipated headquarters map. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Okay, I'm back. Ooh. Man, dude.
Get early access to the open beta.
Hello and welcome back to the Modern Warfare multiplayer gameplay premiere. Maven Benson still holding it down here on the desk, and now it's time to get into the 10 versus 10. We did 6v6, we did 10v10, we've got 20 versus 20, we've got a 2v2 gunfight bracket.
So much to still come. I mean, you think about all the stuff that we've learned so far. We spoke to the developers. They gave us massive insight. We've seen some of your favorite streamers, personalities, some former professional players lock it down. I'm so excited because, as you said, still so much Call of Duty action still to come.
And just a reminder for people kind of coming in and out of the stream, if you're just joining us, you can pre-order and sign up for the open beta now at CallOfDuty.com. So if you want to play in the beta, if you're loving the action you're seeing here from the 36 streamers in attendance, make sure you sign up because the beta is going to be a wondrous time.
Don't forget the open beta. You're going to have crossplay there as well. Console, PC. We have crossplay right here as well at the multiplayer reveal. It's a wonderful time to be alive.
Well, now we can start to, I guess, focus on the 10 versus 10. Which I don't have a lot of experience with, like 10v10, 20v20.
True.
It's going to be mayhem, and I'm pumped.
It's pretty new. I mean, traditional ground war, I mean, you guys can attest to this as much as me. You go all the way back, 18 players was the max 9v9. You had an extra player on there, 10v10. It's the 20v20 where things are just going to get ridiculous.
Even 10v10 though, like when you get a kill streak, you can just go crazy and pick up so many kills. And you get to a power spot and you play it correctly, you're going on like a 15 kill streak. It's amazing. It's so much fun. And Orb was just talking about that felt chaotic. Well, this is going to be straight up chaos.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're playing headquarters on 10v10 as well.
Yes.
So there's going to be that objective that you have to play around.
Who's going to play for the objective, though? Like, are you going to be the one player in a 20-man lobby to jump into the headquarters? It's a lot.
But headquarters is always fun, right? Because when you cap it, while you're capping it, if you die, like, you have to wait until the enemy team come get you. But that's the time for like those big power plays where they have to come get you. You have to go towards that objective. You get set up in a power position. That's when you're getting those streaks.
So I don't think I've seen this map yet. I'm pretty excited. It's going to have to be, you know, a big map to have 10v10 on it.
I think we played it yesterday.
We did.
I didn't. I was to watch you guys play or something.
Oh, you didn't get to play yesterday? Well, hopefully, maybe later on, hop on the sticks.
Oh, absolutely. Hope so.
Play too,
maybe Doug will get a chance to play as well.
Maybe not. Maybe we'll just let you play instead. Doug.
All right,
Doug's been itching. He's been itching.
Yeah. He said it every single interview. Like,
he's like, hey guys, I'm so jealous. I want you to play. Oh, I'm so jealous.
Well, Doug is like, he's good for what? About one tweet every week with a, I'm coming back next year. Next year is the year I win Call of Duty champs.
Yeah, he told me he's winning a championship this year.
Yeah, he's told me that 50 times.
This could be the time, though.
No, this is it. Yeah.
This could be the one?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Game's loading up.
You got to be up there. Again, 10v10 gameplay. I'm excited for this. We go back to Raid, a map we've been playing, and we've seen a couple of players have great success. And I think, based off Courage's reaction, it might be their game that we're about to jump into, because he's being very loud in typical Jack fashion. And, oh, yep, there's not disrespect. So if you are just tuning in, you're like, oh, yeah. It's the Duck.
I wonder if he's turned it around at all. Last time we saw him was with the 4 and 8.
He said 2 and 8. I'm pretty sure it was 4 and 8.
But this is the one too where like there is a lot of different buildings. There's a lot of different verticality to it. This is.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely play.
See, he's trying to figure out which door he can go through. So this is gonna take a little bit of time. But nice shots on a Doc. We talked about if he figured it out, maybe he has.
He opened his eyes. He opened his eyes. And now he can see straight, and he's getting kills.
Jack got Shroud. Doc got Skadoodle.
You love to see
nice start from the dynamic duo.
The perfect start right there. We're going to want to get their chemistry up for the 2v2 exhibition a little bit later on, but
he just stood up. He's talking trash.
Doc is talking.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
I was about to say.
The best start from Doc and both of them. Conspiracy theory.
I thought he got up to talk a little bit of trash. Unfortunately, he's got to connect back to the lobby. Hey, we were impressed with the start, boys.
Shroud and Skadoodle both full. They pull the plug. Nope, never happened.
Yeah, right. They drop. They just kick a cable out.
No, definitely Courage and
delete the VOD. Delete the VOD.
Delete everything. But it was a good start. We'll get that remade. But again, some 10v10 action. We were talking a little bit about the Doc, whether he's going to be able to pick things up. We expect it out of the Doc, right?
I mean, he's saying it. He's going into his Zen mode first game. Eyes closed. Now his eyes are open. Everybody should be scared of the 2-time. It's a fact.
It's a fact.
The 2-time.
The 2-time.
Well, Shroud and Skadoodle was so scared they ended the game.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's what it boiled down to. But hopefully we'll be able to get right back into the action here pretty quickly. Because 10v10, like I like this map for, because I think in the maps we played, this was definitely, as you talked about, kind of the bigger one. And there's the one, I know when I always got lost, like that one building has, what, 3 or 4 floors to it, doesn't it?
This is the first game we played. Yeah. And we played like 4v4, and we were just like, where is everybody?
Guys? Where are you?
Am I, right? So, like, this is one where I think 10v10 is just going to play so well.
And that's the biggest test with any new title, is just learning the maps, getting comfortable, finding your power spots, which we'll see if they can do over the course of their brief period here.
I mean, there's a lot, right? Yeah. You talk about the way that the maps have been made this year, how kind of different it is compared to, some of the previous titles. And this map, to me, kind of perfectly sums that up, right? A lot of little rooms that you have to be very strategic with how you breach and how you clear.
Yeah, and I do remember this map now when we were playing it yesterday on headquarters, and there's a lot of layers in those buildings. Like there's first, second, and third floors in some of them, and I remember the headquarters would move up top sometimes, and then it would go low. So yeah, there's different strategy that you can use in each and every hill, and it's close quarters, and then it sometimes turns into that power position right after.
I'm also so glad headquarters is back. I know I talked about it earlier on, but it was such a fan favorite game mode. It's great to have it back in Call of Duty.
Well, having headquarters and then also talking to kind of the verticality stuff, Joe, how much does it change like your mentality going into a game when it goes from like that 3-lane arena type to now having like the verticality, power position focus? Like it's just a different beast, right? How you have to play.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, it's almost like, what do you go for? Am I going to go for the objective or the position? What can turn into more? Because there's going to be some players that are just like objective oriented, playing for the W. But if you want your guys with those power weapons going up top, just controlling things, making your life easier, just depends what you want to do. But this map's a lot of fun because there's almost like 3 different elements. In the middle, there's like the buildings, this section. On one side, there's the street. And then to the outer side, there's like all the trenches.
It's like the trenches, yeah.
The trenches that goes on. So there's all these different like elements to this map. It's very cool.
So you know what it reminds me of? Think back to Call of Duty 4 when we had Crash, and there's a lot of buildings. You have Blue, you know, some of the OGs out there of the COD community. You remember the big building in the middle that everybody tried to get on top.
Top 3.
And then each spawn had a bunch of buildings there, and there was just verticality to it, and it played out amazing. There's those small lanes, but there's also those buildings where you can get the power control and also fight down low.
Well, I think it speaks to what Joe and Jeff were saying when they joined us from Infinity Ward, just talking about the variations of gunfights, like how different of circumstances you can find yourself in throughout this. And that's part of the reason that's really cool that you can change your guns on the fly, dealing with different power spots, different positions, and I think it's gonna take time to kind of master that. And that's what I'm really looking forward to, Ben.
Definitely will, because again, just kind of touch on that point. You're gonna have those close quarter fights where, you know, your shotguns are gonna be the super powerful weapon of choice when you're breaching into a building. But at the same time, if you go on the outer lane on this map, for example, where the trenches are, that's sniper heaven, right? You're wide out in the open. You can pick up a lot of double, triple kills. Jack, what are you doing?
What's going on over here?
Jack, you're embarrassing yourself.
Let him play it out.
Are they having a wrap-off?
Yeah, it looks like they're having a rap battle right now. It looks like Jack's, whoa, he's losing. He's losing. He pushed him and walked away. He got flustered.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. When you look at these two teams of 10, when you look at these two teams of 10, you look over towards the Shroud side of things and you think that should be the dominant squad. I'd be very surprised if somehow, well, actually, I guess the Doc has Kataga on that side as well, and he was playing very well earlier on. So maybe it's a little more balanced
on that side as well. I think Teep's on the Courage side.
No, Teep's on the Shroud side of things.
Oh, whoa.
Start the game, Jack.
Squad.
Whoa. Start the game. What, Jack, you want to come say hi?
He said give him a headset.
All right, come on up, Jack.
All right,
come say hello, Jack. Who's he kicking off?
Here.
All right, Ant's going to go. Come say hi, Jack.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Jack.
Hey, you killed Shroud. That was impressive stuff.
You guys saw that, right?
Yeah.
Literally force quit the game, bro.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Hey, listen, it's really happy to be here. You guys are doing a great job. I've only seen fantastic things online about how you guys are all doing. You all deserve raises.
Thanks, Jack.
I like that. That sounds great. Thanks, Jack.
That sounds good. But Jack, real talk. How you enjoying the game?
Dude, honestly, it's really fun. First game, I sprinted way too much, and then I realized, wait, I need to stop sprinting. And then next game, I went 19-6. Then we played the night map, and it's really tough and distracting because most of the time, all I'm hearing Doc is slam his desk because he's sprinting too much. And I think he's still kind of getting the hang of that. But either way, I mean, it's been fun.
You're a really good teammate because I had the privilege of playing with you at an event for a show match that we did.
Yep.
Why don't you try telling Doc? Slow down.
Trust me.
He really is a good teammate. I'm not guessing.
I helped him set up his mic audio. I helped him discover that you